Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday, your Taco Tuesday. Yes, seemed like we were just here last night, weren't we? Listen, I am your host. I'm your prelate on today. I am your bishop, your apostle, your sweet daddy. I am him, Saint James. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Oh, I tell you, it's time to get ready. Before we get ready to rumble, there's a lot to rumble about. Will somebody go check the flights and see if anybody's leaving up out of the country? Because let me tell you, Jake's is coming down the hill. Oh God! Hit that like button for me, everybody. And please, please, if you're not a member or a subscriber of the St. James Show, hit that subscribe button for me right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and turn on all your notifications so you too will be quite aware of when I come on live. Do share on all your social media, Facebook, Lemon, all that, TikTok, all that good stuff, and become one of our monthly exclusive members by hitting the membership link that will be dropped in the chat by some of our mods, hopefully on this late afternoon, early evening. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming through and just hanging out with us for a while. Listen, there has been an update. There has definitely been an update in the Bishop Jakes trial. In my opinion, Bishop Jakes' team has come out swinging. They have come out and they have come out showing how incompetent Attorney Tyrone Blackburn is. And if I was one of the co-conspirators, I would be shaking in my boots because they are starting to name real clear who they're planning on coming after as well. And I think they need to quit playing with this judge. And I think that's why they're doing this now. They got to quit playing with this judge. So they are starting to name, starting to map it out. So we're going to go through this most recent legal document that came through the courts of Pittsburgh this afternoon from the Jakes camp. They are responding to that foolish deal that Blackburn put before the courts about a month ago. So we will look through it and see what's going on. What's up, Courtney? What's up, Londa? Thank you for coming through and being on your post. Dion is in the house. Catherine Powell. Bishop, we're going to call you Suffragan Bishop Robert Jennings. Good to see you. Jazz Harris. Somebody, listen here. Somebody check Ghana's registrar. Woo, because let me tell you something. Oh, Jesus, I would be getting my stuff together, getting ready to pack it up. Thank you so much, Kevin, for putting the color on it. We have a golden night of 20. Imagine that, 20 super chats, but of any denomination you feel like doing tonight. Thank you again for that $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Ooh, I'm just trying to tell y'all something here. CC's in the building. Mike Moore. Good to see you, Heavenly Dove. Kevin, Sharon T. Linda. We appreciate you guys for coming through. I know it's a typical type of time for me to come on this particular time. Make sure you guys like the super chats when they give them. All right, just make sure you put some likes on those super chats. All right, let's put the comments in there on the stage. What am I drinking? Just iced tea. This is really good. I found this at the store up the street, the little market by my home. Half tea. Actually, I think I've seen this at World's Market too. Half tea, half lemonade, and it says at the bottom, it says just enough, just sweet enough. And that's what it's like, just sweet enough. So you're not like you're going into a diabetic coma. It's really good. What's up, Va? Good to see you. Appreciate you. I am Human First. Listen here, let's just get right to it, y'all. Y'all make sure you hit that like button for me. So don't come in the sanctuary and not hit that like button. There's only 31 likes, 32 likes, everybody. And we have over 150 people here. Would you at least hit that like button for me so we can keep it going? And, I don't have to stop and keep harassing you guys about hitting the like button. If you didn't get a chance to watch our video last night, make sure that after this live, you go right over there and click on the video. Last night, we talked about Prophet Lovi Elias's statement to his church and to the world, I guess. So make sure you go and check that out after this video, okay? Thank each and every one of you who have joined the membership and who join even after my videos and after we go live. I appreciate your support. Please keep that coming. Keep it coming. Do y'all hear about them old Chrisleys over there? Speaking of all these lawsuits and stuff, it don't surprise me that an orange man is going to pardon the Chrisleys. All right, listen. Is anybody shocked? Is anybody shocked? I'm definitely not shocked. So there's the membership link. Jay Boogie has dropped it. So make sure if you are not a member, we would be doing membership lives this week. So make sure if you're not a member, that you will join our membership, our exclusive membership on today. All right. What else we have in here? Make sure if your first time, feel free to drop down in the chat. If you haven't dropped down in the chat, feel free to drop down in the chat. We're nice over here. Don't worry about it. Long enough you nice, we nice. Just put them back on TV. They really are entertaining. I was really kind of shocked to hear that they were doing all that money stuff, but they are actually pretty entertaining with his, sweet self. They're entertaining. Yeah, it was coming, Joe Nathan. It was Sean Nathan. It was coming. It was coming. Ain't nothing. Didn't shock me at all. I was like, oh, okay, all right. They be free, whatever. Yeah, he might do something with Diddy too, because back in the day they was cool. During his election, I think he was, Diddy was going Democrat, but back in the day they was cool. When they was having, evaluating females and doing all that crazy stuff. They were really cool. So, what's up, Prince James? Okay, let's get into it, y'all. Again, we are going to be checking out the response from the Jakes team in response to that ridiculous deal that Duane Youngblood had put to the courts after the judge was like, no, we going to trial. No, we going to trial. Your dismissal has been null and void. And then he comes back with something. So the good thing about it we're going to start getting on the good foot here, because they have until, I think, a few days or so, about a week or two. I'll get the date when we're finished, to respond to what we're going to read tonight. They have a short period of time to respond, and they have a short window to do short pages to do it in. So listen, what's up, darling? Good to see you. What's up, Log? Good to see you, sir. Miss Candace. Let's get this thing on the road, okay? And of course, for those of you who aren't that familiar, they always, in their presentations, they always come and give us a little bit of background to what we're seeing and talking about today. Okay, let's try it again. You know, I got to try this thing 50 million times before it sticks. You ever been there? Have you ever been there? Hit that like button, everybody. Do we have 100 likes yet? We only have 64 likes. We need 100 likes, everybody, at least. All right. And we do have a goal tonight. We need 19 more super chats of any amount. Just make sure you hit the super chats and not super stickers. All right. So let's get into this, everybody. Like I said, get ready. If I was a co-conspirator, I would be figuring out how to get the hell out of the United States, because I believe, y'all, D-Day is coming to the co-conspirators. Let's look at this. All right. This is plaintiff's opposition to defendant Youngblood's motion to dismiss pursuant to FRCP Rule 12b-6. Of course, they put a motion to dismiss. The judge last time was like, you didn't even speak to, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then they throw something back at the judge. And now we start with the saga of Bishop Jakes and his legal team. Listen here, table of contents, y'all. Don't get scared. We are not going through all of this. A lot of this is exhibits and different things like that. Just like all those are case files and things like that they've quoted. So we're definitely not going through all of that stuff, all right? Here's the introduction, though. This is a great introduction. What's up, OG Beauty? Who else then came through here? Okay. Make sure you guys are chatting with each other, chatting in the chat, making sure you giving your opinions on what I'm reading, your opinions on the case. Long enough you're respectful. Yeah, you know, you can give your, that is a lot of case law, ain't it, J Boogie? Yes, it is. Here we go. Defendant Duane Youngblood's motion to dismiss under Rule 12b-6 should be denied for many reasons. First among them, most of the authority cited in his brief is made up. Can I repeat that again? First among them, most of the authority cited in his brief is made up. In support of the motion, Youngblood fabricates quotes from at least 8 cases, as well as many other holdings. The counterfeit case law included this court's own April 25th, 2025 memorandum opinion. Thank you so much. I am Courtney. Appreciate your support for putting the color on it. You too, LP. Thank you so much. These actions invent remarks sharply critical of complaint and attribute them to this court, which would strongly support his motion if only they were real. But what this court in fact declared was that it would not consider the sufficiency of the pleadings where the issue hadn't been properly briefed. The misrepresentations in Youngblood's motions go much further. He grossly misrepresents most of the cited cases, including all but one case in his conspiracy argument, which are not conspiracy cases at all, and claims that the complaint does not include factual allegations that it plainly does. For example, pleading that specific words Youngblood used in his defamatory statements, and so much more. Attached is a declaration of Jakes' counsel denoting in detail the serious issues identified within Youngblood's motion. In reality, the complaint more than adequately pleads each and every necessary element for its defamation and conspiracy claims. Remember, it's all about defamation and conspiracy, everybody. Conspiracy, that's where the co-conspirators come in. It is unclear whether the motion to dismiss is the product of a fever dream generated through improper use of AI software. So they don't know if Tyrone Blackbird had a fever and he dreamed up all of this, or it was just improper use of AI software, or some combination of the two. Regardless, Duane's motion is without legal or factual merit. His perversions of cited case law and the record in this case must be ignored and accounted for. And the motion should be denied so that Bishop Jakes can proceed with proving his case and vindicating his name. Relevant facts. The complaint well-pled factual allegations. For those of you who are new over here and haven't really gotten this is what we're talking about. On October 28, 2024, Youngblood appeared on an episode of the YouTube video podcast show Larry Reed Live, hosted and operated by Larry Reed himself, titled The Abused Become the Abuser, during which Reed interviewed Youngblood. During that interview, Youngblood falsely accused Bishop Jakes of grooming and sexually abusing him when Youngblood was 18 or 19 years old. In making those false accusations, Youngblood told a specific story about how Jakes got up from the table, walked around toward the way, and had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me. Youngblood then described an alleged phone call the next day during which Youngblood made statements regarding future sexual encounters between him and Youngblood, saying specifically that there were three things. Somebody put three things in the chat. He needed from Youngblood. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you for the rest of your life. Youngblood himself then described these encounters as causing him absolute destructive sexual damage, and that it was so extremely damaging. And finally, Youngblood described another alleged conversation years later where he claimed Jake said that his stock was rising. And I would have had sex with anybody at that time, in reference to the prior alleged encounters. As of the date of the complaint, over 120,000 people have viewed Reed's live October 28th interview of Youngblood. Ooh, let me tell you, the more they keep viewing, the more, I'll tell you, his stock, J Boogie. On November 3rd, Youngblood sat for a second interview with Reed on Larry Reed Live, titled Larry Reed Live Interviews Duane Youngblood, The Abused Became the Abuser. In that interview, Youngblood repeated his previous accusations about Jakes, only this time in response to a prompt by Reed about how what he described in October 28th LRL episode was predatory. Youngblood made it clear that he was accusing Bishop Jakes of actual or attempted sexual assault, describing it as Bishop Jakes absolutely forcing his position on Youngblood. Youngblood's false statements to Reed on November 3rd were viewed. At the time, this complaint was filed by more than 25,000 people. The events described by Youngblood, from the encounter around the dining room table to subsequent conversations with Jakes, never happened and were instead the concoctions. I like that one. Concoctions of Youngblood, Reed, and others to destroy Jakes' reputation. Let me read that again. The events described by Youngblood, from the encounter around the dining room table to the subsequent conversations with Jakes, never happened and were instead the concoctions of Youngblood, Reed, and others to destroy Jakes' reputation, extract millions of dollars from him, and whitewash Youngblood's own criminal predatory conduct and rehabilitate his image. Do you see, everybody, that they are clearly accusing Reed now? Clearly accusing Youngblood and Larry Reed. It's clear to me that they're accusing them. Hit that like button, everybody. Likes are free. Tellingly, in these interviews, Youngblood was caught lying, specifically about his own prior criminal history, falsely claiming that his 2015 conviction was the result of his communicating with minors in violation of his parole, when in fact, his violation was for inappropriately touching 2 teen victims during counseling sessions and engaging in a 3-week-long sexual abuse of another teenage victim. And in the $6 million demand letter Youngblood's lawyer sent to Bishop Jakes, Youngblood's own contradictions were again on display, claiming that he was under 18 during these alleged encounters, rather than the ages he used in the interviews. You guys remember that when they sent the $6 million demand, they had to make it a little bit more sweeter and said in the demand letter, didn't say that on Larry's show, but in the demand letter it says that he was under 18. You see how these scoundrels As a result of Youngblood's false accusations to Reed and his audiences, and of the conspiracy enacted by Youngblood and others to target and attack him, Bishop Jakes had suffered millions of dollars in reputational harm. His philanthropic missions have been put in jeopardy. He endured specific emotional and physical harm, including a severe medical crisis and much more. Okay, all right. Although Youngblood is technically in default because he failed to answer the complaint in the time allowed by the federal rules and cannot rely on any of its standard tolling provisions, Bishop Jakes has yet sought entry of Bishop Jakes has not yet sought entry of default. For now, he opposes Youngblood's motion for the reasons set forth below. So we're not going to go through all of the reasons that he is opposing, but see, they don't want to go for a default. They want to add the co-conspirators onto this lawsuit. And I'm thinking now, is this a ploy? So to knock them out, this case out, so get a default and, you go and you get whatever you can, which is nothing, from Youngblood, but then it kind of leaves the co-conspirators at bay. No, I don't think Jake's teams want that. They don't want that at all. But a lot of the legal standard that they're claiming, we're not going to go through the case law. As you can see in that table of contents, they had a lot of case law. The argument: Bishop Jake's complaint states a claim for both defamation and civil conspiracy, and Youngblood's argument to the contrary simply ignore the complaint's allegations and conduct, whatever, fake case law imposing imaginary requirements on here. They're saying that Tyrone Blackburn, he had a fever. He must have had a fever, woke up, opened up Chat GPT or whatever, and started to write that foolish motion. What's up, Marcellus? Everybody hit that like button. Are we at 100 yet? We are only at 98. We should be at least 150 by now. Hit the like button. And they talk about being a libel and malice and things like that. We're not going to read any of that. All right. It says, as the complaint alleges, Youngblood gave 2 interviews on LRL on October 28th and November 3rd, in which he claimed the reason he abused children in his care as a pastor was because of trauma he endured being abused by pastors and religious figures in his own youth. During those interviews, Youngblood leveled several false accusations against Jakes. Thank you so much, Gail Mays, for putting the color on it and helping me reach my goal on today. I appreciate your support. I'll put y'all on the screen in a minute. All right. Second, that was the first. Okay, no, the first one. Okay, the first, just to be clear, the first deal is after sitting there and having it. Okay, we don't really need to go through all of that again. This is the missed kiss. The second is the call, and I can hear water. I hear the ducks flowing around in the water, the rubber duckies. And he was trying to get to squeeze my rubber ducky. I don't know what was going through. Thirdly, the third thing, Youngblood ended his story by claiming that there is so much more to me and Bishop Jakes and my family and Bishop Jakes and the absolute destructive sexual damage. But this thing was so extremely damaging. Fourthly, Youngblood stated that he once confronted him. He talking about he confronted him and he said, oh, my stock is rising, blah, blah, blah. I would have slept with anybody. And then that fifth, that Jakes violated, groomed, and was predatory in nature by Reed. Okay, so they're adding this fifth one and they're really pushing that one towards Larry Reed. During the November 3rd episode, when pressed to further describe how his allegations that Bishop Jakes violated, groomed him, and was predatory in nature by Reed. Youngblood stated, when it comes to Bishop Jakes, when I was sharing the story the other day, I was just running through the story, but I want to make sure people are very clear. I said that we were sitting on the diamond table, looked at my watch, said I had to go, blah, 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 blah. But what may have been misunderstood is that Bishop Jakes got up, came around to the table, and positioned himself in the corner that I had walked past. When I was walking past the corner, he grabbed me. There was no reason, if you're going to just give a hug as we're leaving, go to the door with me and let's hug it out. Yeah, we don't care. The sixth reason is that he suggests that Jake was forcing his position or idea onto him. All right, let's see here. All right. Despite these extensive quotations, Youngblood's first argument in the factually false claim that the complaint does not identify any specific defamatory statements, which they do, by Youngblood, going so far as to claim that plaintiff does not quote or paraphrase any specific defamatory statement by Youngblood. So this is what they're having to deal with, everybody. Tyrone comes back and says they didn't speak to anything. He didn't say any kind of defamatory statements. He didn't present any of this. This is what Tyrone presented to the court, and they're telling him, is he sick? Is he crazy? We all heard it. We all heard this. Mm-hmm. Robert Ducky. This is wild, Marcel. It's completely wild. You can come up later if you need to, if you want to, Marcel, unless you're going live, then I can redirect. The complaint that alleges that the events Young describes never occurred, he made them up. Let's see. All right, they're talking about that. Oh, I love this one. We got to read this. The complaint alleges that Youngblood's statements were false, too. From start to finish, Youngblood's tale of grooming and attempted sexual assault at the hands of Bishop Jakes is patently false. Bishop Jakes never kissed or tried to kiss Youngblood, never cornered him or forced him into any situation, sexual or otherwise, and certainly never told him that he wanted to sleep with him and had any conversation of sexual nature at all with him. The interaction described by Youngblood during the LRL interviews on October 28th and November 3rd never happened, period. That's what they're saying. You said lock them up. CC want them all locked up. Youngblood, or an AI assistant, ignored portions of the complaint where he falsely argued that it contains nothing more than general denies and allegations that Youngblood was motivated by ill will. As the court can see, that's false. And moreover, Bishop Jakes' denials plausibly allege falsehood under the Trumbull / whatever standard. Okay? More. Okay, they said circumstances of the case vividly demonstrate that Youngblood knew he was lying about Jakes when he fabricated his stories about Bishop Jakes. Okay, they talk about Malice and some other case law. Okay, I wanted to get down to one part. Like I said, we're not going to read all of this. Mm-hmm. Here is the evidence of actual malice paints a compelling picture. When he appeared on LRL, Youngblood had recently completed a multi-year prison term and needed to build a new life. To that end, Youngblood agreed to an interview with Reed. The abused become the abuser, in which he misrepresented his own conduct and accused other prominent religious figures of having done far worse than him, thereby falsely transforming himself from sex offender to inspiration. The story was a success for Youngblood. He garnered attention and recast himself as the victim rather than the predator or sexual abuser. He tried it. But just a few weeks later, his more sinister motivations were revealed. He, with the help of others, dispatched a lawyer to demand $6 million from Bishop Jakes, or else he would sue for unspecified, non-existent tort claims arising from the tale. To effectuate those goals, Youngblood fabricated a first-hand account of Jakes trying to kiss him and making suggestive remarks. Okay, we got that. All right. Okay, they start talking about they didn't know he was 18 or 19, but of course in the demand he put under 18. Okay. We're talking about defamation a little bit more. I know where I'm going. I'm just trying to See if I missed anything that we need to talk about. The episodes themselves on their face show. Okay, let's read this. Let's read this part. All right. Youngblood gave a live interview on Larry Reid live show on which he accused Bishop Jakes of grooming him of sexual assault and abusing him and over predatory conduct of sexual nature. The episodes themselves on their face show that Youngblood made his false accusations to at least Reid directly, including the very titles of the podcast, noting that Reid was interviewing Youngblood and that Reid responded and commented to Youngblood about his accusations. Moreover, Larry Reid Live airs live and is available on demand, YouTube, and all that other stuff. Okay, I want to get to where I really wanted to see. Let's see. Okay, his defamation. Bishop Jakes is in his profession as a trusted pastor and religious figure. You know they're going to throw that in there. Okay. Let me see something. Okay. Secondly, harmful that. Okay, they're talking about his reputation. Bishop Jakes' reputation being bruised. I want to get paid down to 23. That's where I really want to go. Beta civil. Okay. Youngblood's attempt to dismiss the civil conspiracy claim, like the attempt to dismiss the defamation claim, relies heavily on counterfeit case law. Can someone say counterfeit case law? Oh, the gas is being pressed, wild card. The gas is pressed. Counterfeit case law, and erroneous statements of law and facts, and should fail for those reasons alone. Regardless of the abject legal deficiencies of Youngblood's motion to dismiss, Bishop Jakes' conspiracy claim more than adequately pleads all necessary elements. Number one, a combination of two or more persons acting with a common purpose to do an unlawful act or to do a lawful act by unlawful means for an unlawful purpose. Number two, an overt act done in pursuance of the common purpose. Number three, actual damage. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What is that? Okay, we're getting closer. Let's read this. The complaint pleads clearly that Youngblood and his other co-conspirators agreed to launch a defamation campaign to attack Jakes. In arguing that there was no agreement between him and his co-conspirators, Youngblood makes up his legal support out of thin air. Exactly 0 of his cases in this section have anything to do with conspiracy claims. Okay? Regardless, plaintiff clearly alleges that Youngblood and at least the host, LRL, Larry Reid, the host of LRL, Larry Reid, acted jointly to develop and launch the YouTube series beginning with October 28th episode, was specifically aimed a public attack on Jakes that falsely claimed he tried to groom and sexually abuse Youngblood. And they did so to destroy Bishop Jakes' reputation and public image and to line their own pockets on the back of their knowingly false and defamatory attacks, including and primarily by extorting millions of dollars from Bishop Jakes directly, or else the attacks would persist. First, Youngblood and at least Reid. You hear me what I say? Bishop Jakes said, Youngblood and at least Reid the host and principal of the YouTube show that gave Youngblood the platform to attack Bishop Jakes, acted jointly to develop and launch the October 28th show titled The Abused Become the Abuser. That specifically aimed a public attack at Bishop Jakes, thereby endorsing the allegations. You're listening to what I'm saying. Secondly, Marcellus, and second, at least Reed. They put Reed's name first this time. Oh, I know where you're going, team. I know where you're going. At least Reed and Youngblood acted jointly. Oh, it's a joint thing. Somebody say it's a joint. They said it's a joint act. It's a joint act to further their common purpose. A lot of theys and theirs and thems and the twos. By launching the second LRR episode on November 3rd, titled The Abused Become the Abuser Part 2. Here again, Reed is no mere interviewer. Did you hear me? Leah? They're saying that here again, Larry Reed is no mere interviewer. He endorses and extracts from Youngblood the false details about Jakes he wanted for his show. They saying Larry wanted a good show, so he was, putting a lot of yeast on the bread in the mix. Oh, God. For example, at the beginning of the November 3rd episode, Reed specifically tells Youngblood to explain how Jakes' conduct was, I quote, predatory in nature. This sets the stage for Youngblood to weave a story about being pushed into a corner by Jakes. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome you in, Courtney. All right. Unlike the prior narrative that did not include any touching at all, which then allowed Reed to say, Bishop Jakes, and I quote, Bishop Jakes violated, groomed you, unquote, all while attempting to add credibility. Now, he did say Youngblood was one of the most honest people he knew. Larry did say it, y'all. Did anybody hear Larry said it? Was my ears deceiving me that day? Oh, they said it. It's coming. I spoke too soon. All right, Bishop Jakes Van Gogh, all while attempting to add credibility to Youngblood's accusations by stating that Youngblood feels honest to him and that Youngblood is merely telling the story. Reed further buttressed Youngblood's false claims by stating that Jakes had fixers. Somebody put fixers in the chat. I remember. Called to stop his show from false claims by stating that Jakes had fixers call to stop his show from airing more episodes about Youngblood stories. And that those efforts validated Youngblood's claims which were patently false. In other words, in sum and substance, Reed delivers a message to hundreds of thousands of viewers. Believe Youngblood's story. However, as the words antenna for the podcast video show, I like that. Reed is hardly performing an interview of Youngblood. Rather, there is an obvious interplay between Reed and Youngblood to tell a false story about abuse where Jakes is the predator, and the shows themselves demonstrate at minimum the plausibility of plaintiff's claim that Youngblood and Reed acted in concert toward a common objective to destroy Jakes and make millions off of him. They're making it real plain, in my opinion, who they're coming after, who are they about to, as soon as they get over this hump about trying to throw this thing out. And the judge ain't throwing nothing out. Co-conspirators will be put under the John Doe. Listen, I'm just, from what I'm seeing, that's my assumption. Said it's grass. Thirdly, they gonna keep going, Marcellus. There's only a few more pages. You see, we at 24 of 27. So hold tight. Did y'all hit the like button? Come on, y'all. 122. Blasphemy. That's sacrilege. Thirdly, the complaint pleads facts showing at least the argument between Youngblood and Reed, and potentially others, as a result of Reed giving Youngblood his platform for what he knew would be Youngblood's false accusations about Jakes. The October 28th and November 3rd Larry Reed Live episodes went viral. Then there was the extortion demand. By November 15th, Youngblood's lawyer sent a letter to Jakes demanding that he pay $6 million or else. Reed knew and endorsed that plan, as evidenced by his statements in the podcast that followed the very same night Jakes filed the instant lawsuit, November 25th, 2024. In that Larry Reed Live episode, Reed admitted that he knew about and had seen the $6 million demand letter. Do y'all remember that? I don't mean no harm, Larry, but I remember. You said it, and they wouldn't put it down here if they didn't have it downloaded already, and knew the letter was being sent to Bishop Jakes. That's where you went wrong. Oh, that's where you went wrong. Mouth wrote a check. Your booty can't cash. Given Reed's own statements, taken together with the other factual allegations in the complaint, at minimum, plaintiff pleads a plausible claim that at least Reed and Youngblood worked together to publish the false story about Jakes to destroy his reputation and extract millions of dollars from him. Thank you so much, Truth Speaker, for putting the color on it. If y'all want me to read that again, somebody say read. Somebody put in the chat read. Because I think that needs to be read again. Just that little portion right there. Just that little portion. Just so it's clear. Just so it's clear. Thank you. Thank you, Giselle. Given Reed's own statements, taken together with the other factual allegations in the complaint, at minimum, plaintiff pleads a plausible claim that at least Larry Reed of Larry Reed Live, and Duane Youngblood worked together to publish the false story about Jakes to destroy his reputation and to extract millions of dollars from him. Thank you so much for that 527. I like that. I ain't never seen that. Thank you, K. Rich. Again, Youngblood resorts to erroneous case law and legal support to try and argue that Bishop Jake's conspiracy claims does not meet the intent to injure standard. Nevertheless, the complaint plainly alleges that the conspiracy between Youngblood and others was implemented and designed to, one, directly injure Bishop Jakes and cause significant harm to its reputation through a series of orchestrated podcasts, threaten further exposure and defamation attacks unless Bishop Jakes catapulted and paid their demand. Number three, reap the ill-gotten gains. Oh God, they said the ill-gotten gains from their unlawful actions. That more than satisfies the Pennsylvania standard of civil conspiracy. Get your wine, more. Get your wine and your cigar, more. Get your wine and your cigar. Oh God. The Roosters. Youngblood cites no applicable case for his argument that for conspiracy claim, group pleading is immiscible and that individual conduct and malice intent must be alleged. The cases he does cite for those propositions not only make no such holdings, but are, again, not conspiracy cases. Will somebody go over there to New York and tell him to leave that Diddy case alone and go figure out how you and the co-conspirators are going to get y'all butts out of this situation with Jakes? Nor does it matter, because the complaint, as noted above, pleads separately that Youngblood and at least Reed, as well as upon information and belief other co-conspirators, each took actions in concert for the conspiracy to harm Bishop Jakes and capitalize unjustifiably from that harm. This argument is yet another red herring, and Bishop Jakes' conspiracy claim is valid. In conclusion, for the reasons stated herein, defendant Youngblood's motion to dismiss should be denied. Well, somebody type denied. Somebody type denied. They said it should be denied. And here are the lawyers. Here are the lawyers. Now, as you know, a lot of this other stuff is a lot of just the exhibits. So you see how it says Duane Youngblood. See, I think at least number one gonna be gone. I think there's gonna be a name up there, and I think they're trying to put Larry Reed, DBA, Larry Reed Live, DBA, MBN. You know, they get very creative when they start suing you. They're going to get everything that you own. Everything that ain't buckled down, they're going to be there. So, yeah, this is it. So this is just a lot of other, case law and some other things. We're not going through all of that. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Me personally, I believe that Larry Reed Live will be sued by Bishop Jakes very quickly. And I don't mean any harm, but just from what I read and what they believe, he's going to be sued by Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes. I think that's going to happen. Because like they said, at least him. They'll figure out the other ones later. But for right now, I believe, Giselle, his name will appear. I think his name will appear. And they've gone back, just like in the beginning, they've gone back and got all of the videos where Larry said that there was fixers, people called him, he knew about payoffs. They got all those, they got them all. I'm sure they got them all. I ain't no attorney, and I know I would have downloaded them if you was trying to. They got all, and we've all heard it. And you can come out and spin it, and people can help you spin it and do all this spin golly. But the unfortunate part is we heard a lot. I think so, Nicola. We've heard a lot. God is so good. I've cried, Lord Jesus. He over there cried happy tears, Lord. It's pinned. But what say you? It's pinned. The StreamYard is pinned. His name will appear, maybe not in Lamb's. Well, you said not in the Lamb's Book of Life, but his show going on that lawsuit. What you say now, baby? I stand all the way. Are you on the right side now, there, Leah? I know you, Leah, try to keep hope alive. But some things are in black and white, and I don't mean no harm, but some things are in black and white. I know you've been through. I know. You used to, we all called you crazy, Daryl. We said that's crazy, Daryl. That's what we said, Daryl. Oh, we gotta repent. Oh, there you are. I didn't even see you. Oh, we gotta repent to Daryl.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all know Daryl Moore. Daryl Moore gave y'all all that information. And next thing you know, everybody was talking about Daryl crazy, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something. Hold on. I got to turn Daryl off because I got to echo. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. What I just heard lets me know clearly that clear. Larry's behind is grass.
It's clear today. It's clear. I don't mean no harm, Larry, but it's clear. If they not gonna name nobody else, they surely are gonna name Larry in that lawsuit.
Well, they were clear, St. James. And here's another thing. I just want to throw this out here. Some people, i.e. Larry, said, "Oh, I don't have nothing to do with this. I did my job.
Right.
I'm backing up off of this case. Right. I did nothing." Right. The whole thing that I was thinking of while you were reading that is how he just, in my opinion, this is my opinion, y'all. Mm-hmm. I think he set Duane Youngblood up.
He definitely, I think, well, go ahead. I'll let you do.
Yeah. He just set Duane Youngblood up, and he thought he was just going to be able to collect on a payday, in my opinion, and it's just going to come back to haunt him. This morning at 1:30 in the morning, no lie, you all, I got woken up by the Holy Spirit this morning, and he gave me 3 T's. He said, truth, trauma, and treachery. All of the things that have been surrounding me, even for the last couple of days, has a lot more to do with treachery than it actually has to do with truth. And this is so apropos for even what we're discussing today, because those people just did not tell the truth at all. But it was the trauma that these people have personally dealt with in their own lives that they haven't fully dealt with. Yeah, that is keeping them being so treacherous.
Yeah.
They're just, in my opinion, this is some treacherous behavior.
And they like to say everybody else is trauma bonding. No, you better think about your situation as well.
Yeah. So no, this is some treachery.
Tashi said other pastors are backing Jake's up behind it. They are. These pastors are backing, and from what I was told, that they don't care what kind of, thank you so much, Truth Seeker. Well, don't come out in the wash. What don't come out in the rinse. What don't come out. Thank you so much for putting the color on it. But some co-pastors of mine who know like other main pastors that I won't mention because I don't want to, just put it out there. Yeah, but they're saying they are 100% with Bishop Jakes. They want him to sue Larry Reed. And you got to remember, we can have a change of heart. You can always have a change of heart. But when you've had a change of heart, there's other people that were destroyed while your heart was filled with soot.
Can I be honest here? I already know, because when Larry was supposed to be served in other cases, he got on the run and was going from state to state. He was in Florida, North Carolina. He was running. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a prediction. I have a prediction that we're about to see Larry go on the run again. Because what's going to happen is these people are going to have to come to court. And these folks are going to have to be served properly, etc. He's about to get on the run again.
And the thing about it, it's going to cost a lot of money too. That's the thing about it. And I don't, isn't it like for 75,000 or something? Well, is it 75,000?
No, 75,000 is the start. Sir.
That's the start. But then you got to talk about these wonderful team that they got.
Right.
Jake got. They gonna be on the hook for that.
Oh yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Duane Youngblood is still on parole. And if he's on parole and you're committing criminal acts, you on your way back to jail. You're going back to the big house.
Yeah.
And I want him to go. I ain't even gonna lie. I want him to go.
But he's sure been quiet. No, it's cry loud and spare not. Ain't that your favorite scripture?
Yeah, well, there's gonna be a whole lot of crying. And I just want to say this: there's gonna be a lot of stuff that we're going to learn in the next couple of months about a lot of people and the charade of all the stuff they presented on this here internet. So just get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, J. Rochelle, for putting the color on it. I appreciate you, ma'am. And like I say, all that dumb talk and they're dumb. No. They've been working while y'all out here on the internet fighting with people, or his team is over there working to take everybody that had anything bad to say about Bishop J. They planning to take you down.
Absolutely. I just think, from what you read and the part that I was able to hear, they made it emphatically clear that at least two of those individuals, they have named them.
Yes.
They have said Duane Youngblood and Larry Reed worked in concert.
That's what they said.
And they said clearly that Larry Reed interviewed him and extrapolated and pulled out of Duane Youngblood what he thought would be more salacious in his interview, so that he could garner views, clicks, likes, and views. And he thought that was going to work. Let's also remember this part, ladies and gentlemen. The paperwork just said Larry Reed said out of his own mouth that he saw the $6 million request letter, or the top of it, before it was ever sent to Duane Youngblood. Which means, and it shows a level of concert or symphonic harmony of these individuals working together. Y'all like how I tied them words together? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's called linguistics. He worked in symphonic harmony with those individuals, but the problem is he's playing the wrong music and he can't sing the right song. And I just want to tell you, Larry, the reason why they done named you in this here lawsuit is because T.D. Jakes is black like that.
And I keep thinking about everybody. Oh, I heard the news report. Oh, he's getting so thin. He's sickly. Yeah, but see, and it's true. But y'all think that his family, Torrey and Sarita and Sarah, are going to sit back and let you kill their daddy and put him in a state where his reputation that he's worked for so many years to build up, and y'all gonna ruin it over the internet, over some YouTube, over some lies?
No,
that's
they're not
going to happen.
No, they're focused on making sure that they can keep this ministry together for the next several years through that transition, because that's really important. That's why T.D. Jakes is still in the house. Long as the father figure normally is in the house, the most people are not going to leave right away.
No, not right now.
Right. They'll stick around, but that's the difference between proper transitional leadership versus, preachers who just wait till they die to turn the ministry over. But Sean Talk, shout out for you supporting the St. James
Thank you, Sean.
program. But yeah, St. James, this is a beautiful day. And I knew it would be.
Well, I knew that they were just like they said. He must have had a fever in the beginning. They said the Blackburn must have had a fever. Woke up and turned on chat, whatever AI,
Right.
and wrote that ridiculous
But
stuff.
we said it because most of the stuff that he's been doing is copy and paste.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the stuff that he did, now wait a minute. Y'all remember the judge said, because the judge was the last one to respond to Tyrone Blackburn.
Yeah.
The judge was. The judge said Tyrone Blackburn left out an entire section of the case law trying to pretend that he was in the right.
Yeah.
I know. I think personally that Tyrone Blackburn.
They touched it.
Let me get myself together.
Rico, what you talking about? I am first. Rico.
Tyrone Blackburn is full of it. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He does.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
I said that in the beginning when he presented that, and it was nowhere near anything. Not only, did that case law not apply, you missed the whole section of what you should have been talking about. That boy knew what he was doing. He's trying to kick the can down the street. So either they say, okay, those attorneys ain't gonna get tired.
Right. And I think with that being said, these people are going to be praying that their feet don't fail them now, because they're going to get all of these people about to get on the run.
Oh,
clearly.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So you just keep in mind that these folks is they asked for this. Let's be clear.
What you got in the background, Daryl? You got something on? Go.
Oh no, that's my blanket for my puppy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got something to say, Daryl?
And he did it suddenly. Yes, he did it suddenly. Look here. I'm gonna be serious for a moment. I'm gonna get out y'all way.
Okay.
This is for my mother, who had to endure people saying they prayed for her husband to die. This is for my mother again, for them rejoicing on when she passed away. This is for my children who had their faces put all on the internet. My house was put on the internet, all because their daddy and their son interviewed 3 young men. This is their day. This is not about me. This is for my parents. God rest their soul. This is for what they went through and what my children went through.
Yeah.
Y'all, you just don't know what I went through. You just don't know. Marcellus can tell you the nights I walked that floor crying, just mad, wanting to shoot somebody's house up, wanting to fight. He know. And I'm dealing with all of that foolishness and driving up and down the highway, 888 miles. Ain't that something? 888 from my door to my parents' house.
Interesting.
888 miles on the dot. I did it twice a month. Up and back, go to work, drive all night Sunday, get to work Monday, sleeping, trying to fight sleep because I was teaching school. Them calling my job, telling them I was a drug dealer, a pimp, all kind of stuff, trying to get me fired. I went through hell. I want y'all to understand, I went through hell for 5 years. And this is the answer to my prayers right here. And I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah. Well, I believe God is a prayer answering God. Yeah. But I believe we have yet to see the heyday and the payday. And what I will say to that is this. I don't glory in anybody's situation, but you do. The Bible says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, he's also going to reap it. You can't go around the internet putting all these preachers' businesses out there and all of their stuff and all their private stuff And then you think that you're going to be a scapegoat by sending a $6 million request letter to one of America's foremost Black preachers in the country. And then all of a sudden you're going to be able to dust your hands off and fly on away to Ghana and pretend like you didn't have anything to do with nothing. No, ladies and gentlemen, you know, it is what it is. Now, I'm going to say something here too, St. James. I'm going to say something here. All of these vloggers that have had to support, lie, and prop up this co-conspirator number one, who are now having to sit in the wings and watch this go down. It's very interesting and telling to me, because the same energy you had going after those of us who were just simply trying to give some young men a voice, you have been conspicuously quiet. I'm quite amazed, because we was all trying to get at the truth, right? Everybody's trying to get at the truth. And now we got this situation with TD Jakes and everybody is so conspicuously quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just find that interesting. I find that interesting.
We definitely gonna pray for you, Daryl, but I'll let you go down now. But let me tell you.
All right.
We yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it gets really emotional for Daryl, and I get it and I understand, and that's why when I try to tell y'all don't know. y'all don't know. For real.
The sad part about it, and a lot of the people, you know, that he was doing, they're not even in concert anymore.
I know.
They're not even friends no more.
That's the funny thing. And that's why I'm trying to tell all of these vloggers, while you're sitting out here windmilling for somebody
about that. Them windmill, you can't have them Swedish windmills going. I'm telling you, they'll bite you in your behind.
But St. James, there's people still windmilling, and their character and their integrity is going to be in question, because people are watching and listening at you defend the indefensible. You're trying to defend something that cannot be defended.
Yeah.
So I would think that you would care more about your own integrity and more about your own character than a Cash App. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And they'll probably spin this one too and say, no, let me tell you, they're getting more and more direct, because I think they know what this judge wants. They don't want this thing to slip through the cracks at all. Everybody was saying, well, they're going around it. They're saying a few. In this deal here tonight that I read, they are real direct. They said, listen, at least right now, we are going to name Larry Reed and Duane Youngblood as co-conspirators.
And they have others.
They have others.
They have others. Yeah. Now, I also want to point out, because we've been following this case for quite some time, all of his affidavits, except for one of them, were by criminals.
Right.
I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. So all of these people on the internet sitting up here talking about the man has a picture.
Leah, I'm sorry, Leah, is that you?
Yes.
Okay, great.
You know, TD Jakes was in a thong holding on to a peach cobbler. Y'all remember the person said that? Y'all keep in mind, all of them people said all of that. There's been no proof, and y'all untied him to P. Diddy. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I don't necessarily have to agree with a person's doctrine or dogma to admit when somebody's being lied on.
And that's my thing. That somebody asked about last night with Lovie and EJ. If it was Lovie doing what EJ is doing to him, if Lovie was doing that to EJ, I ought to be like, Lovie, you need to go somewhere and sit your behind down. You don't continue. And so it's not about who you like, who you don't like. It's really about what we're looking at. It's just not right.
Right. Go ahead, Leah. I'm done.
Hey, booze. How y'all doing?
Good. You said something in the chat. You said you've been what?
Oh, I stand all the way corrected. Listen now. One thing about Leah Marie is Leah Marie don't mind being wrong, honey. It's cool. I don't know everything.
So what do you stand corrected in? What are you saying?
Hi, everybody. I just thought that it would be difficult for them to prove him, Mr. Reed, as a co-conspirator, or because I thought for sure that because he just did the interview,
right,
that he wouldn't be held liable or accountable. And that's just my honest opinion. I didn't think that they
Yeah.
would be able to
Yeah.
tie him into that.
Right.
And so I really felt kind of bad for him, because I was just like, dang, like he got caught up in the midst of this, and this dude done went to prison and found out a new scam and got out and tried it. You know what I'm saying? That's really where I was going.
And he was just a lowly bystander that caught a stray. Yeah,
Listen, I did. I expressed it to you guys a couple of times. And I've just been watching, and to see this unfold the way that it's unfolding is really interesting.
And the way they mapped it out, they're being a little bit more clear in regards to why the conspiracy theory. And see, what I didn't catch that they had put him as under 18 in the demand letter. I didn't know that. They put him as under, so to make sure that they get at least that 6 million or whatever, get some negotiation going. They put him as under 16.
Well, yeah, but y'all remember the part where I said in the video, I said they can't even figure out the timeline and the age of the person. I told y'all Duane Youngblood, he changed the story like 3 times, y'all. He couldn't even figure out how old he was.
Yeah.
Prison Bay really just kind of flubbed this one. You know, if you're gonna come out with a good scam, like, you got to go through all the angles. You got to be like Batman. You know, Batman be knowing all your exes before you get there. That way he block you and he still trap you and put you in custody where you're supposed to be. Nobody thought this all the way through. You know what I mean?
And
so
the thing about it,
I'm really confused, but I do have a question. That's why I came up. I came up to say I was wrong, because y'all was in the chat like, oh, Leah, listen, Leah was wrong. I stand corrected. But how will they actually, because do bloggers have protections? That's my first question. And then secondly, how do you think they're going to actually bind Larry to this as a co-conspirator? Because he doesn't necessarily get any money up front, right? It would have to be back end, which means they would need like some sort of proof. So how are they going to get that? Like, I don't understand how the end game works.
I don't think they're showing all their hand right now. I don't think they're showing all their hand. Yeah.
Can I answer the question? The first part of your question is, do bloggers have protection? The answer is yes and no. Okay. The first way bloggers have protection is you can purchase something called errors and omissions insurance, so that if you're stating information over the internet and you actually get some of your facts wrong, you can actually go through the errors and omissions. If you're a financial planner or you're someone who works in the financial markets as well, you know we have to have E&O insurance also. In case we screw up on the paperwork, we can be protected. That's one way. Larry also has protections under the Constitution. You have a right to free speech, but you do not have a right to say things that you knowingly and willfully put out to the public, making sure and saying that they're false. Now, you notice in the paperwork that you read today, St. James, they said that Larry extrapolated from Youngblood those things to make that stuff more salacious, which says to the judge and to the people who are reading the information, he worked in concert with him to add additional things to that to make it more malicious, to go after Bishop T.D. Jakes, and that is not protected under the law, period.
Okay. And as Daryl even says, you know, you can get an insurance you want, but when you intentionally do so, that insurance is to cover you when you didn't intentionally say something.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're a vlogger and you didn't intentionally do something, or you might have had a slip or whatever, you can have E&O insurance that have some level of protection. But that's why I said the part about they put in the document, Larry drew it out of Youngblood in order for him to say some of the things that he said. So that was clearly stated in those documents. And ladies and gentlemen, we shall see. Hopefully I answered your question. I forgot the second part of your question.
Well, you kind of answered it all at one, but so does this then go to trial, or does the judge kind of square up on everybody and be like, this is what it is?
They have young, unfortunately, Blackburn has one more opportunity to respond to what I presented tonight. we have to wait, but I think it's really quick. I think he only has, let me see what that date is.
June 22nd,
something like that,
or 17.
So we have to go through one more chat GPT or whatever, an AI response that's probably not going to make any sense.
And I think AI response. Did y'all?
That's what his attorney said, that he woke up, he must have had a fever. They said he must have had a fever that night, woke up and started with his AI assistants. Yeah.
I don't care what y'all say. That was funny.
So he has one more opportunity to reply, and then the judge makes his decision, or can anybody pull out? Like, I guess I'm confused. Like, what are we looking for? Oh, TD Jakes sued them, so then it's
correct. Yeah, he sued them. They want to dismiss.
You.
Youngblood wants to dismiss, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that train has left.
Yeah, I think that's why he's trying to just really throw feathers out and see what's going to stick. Yeah, they haven't. Listen, their reply is due by June 3rd.
Oh, June 3rd. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that's like a week.
June 3rd.
So that P. Diddy case that he keeps trying to clout chase over there for it's going to take him away from that P. Diddy stuff. He better get to work.
He better get to work.
Copying and pasting.
It's copying and even you said that though. Everybody said it was copy and paste. And then the attorneys must be watching us. You think they watching us, Marcelo?
Oh, I know they watching us. I know they watching. They watching.
This is crazy. Like I never thought we would get to this day. I guess Tasha K, I really like her show. She's quite hilarious, but she's very public and open about her mistakes with the Cardi B situation. She really is. She came on out and said, I messed up. Whoopty whoopty whoop.
And so that ego will drive you up the wall. But see, during all that, her Google check and AdSense checks were going way up to the sky.
Sure, so, I can imagine. Yeah.
So she was in between that. She knows she wasn't right, but I mean, the money was good, but I could stop it. But after when it's all said and done, it's never worth it.
So I wonder if Mr. Reed, I have no dog in the fight, so I don't say this with any disrespect, but I wonder if he'll come out and take a page from Tasha K and just say, hey, I messed up.
Never. He's a narcissist. That will never happen.
Well, no, don't say that, because the other night he did say that he has made quite a few missteps in his vlogging career.
Oh, missteps. No.
That's my words.
Oh, no. What he need to come out and say, which I know he's not going to do, he needs to admit to the truth and say, I'm sorry for those missteps. When has he ever came out and said, I'm sorry for taking Andrea Garrison's word and ruining that man's entire ministry over
Victor
there?
Cousins. I think justice for Victor Cousins. I think we need because that was one of the first ones I remember of you destroying this man who was not married. And then the woman ended up being what she was. She wasn't like an upstanding, pillar of community, because at that time, she even fooled Larry.
Right. Absolutely. He was over there
talking about a lot of people.
He was over there talking about, I think God said, this is my wife.
Right.
I'm just saying.
So my thing was, there was a lot of things, and he was, like I said, to your point, Leah, the other night he was talking about, but my thing, and then I think people are still asking for stuff to be taken down, but I think his ego is still in place because he hasn't taken none of that Jake stuff down yet.
It makes too much money. I keep trying to tell y'all, them videos are still being viewed. Listen here, Larry's channel is suffering. Let me be very clear with y'all. His channel is suffering. He always gets to whine and hollering about, YouTube is ghosting him and all of this other kind of foolishness. No, his content sucks. And the only people that's over there watching that stuff is people who just want to be over there watching. I'll leave it at that.
Now, hold on. Now, we not going to sit up here and lie now. I know y'all not, but I'm just saying.
I'm not.
I clutched my pearls so much over there at Larry's Larry's platform that I almost choked myself to death.
Yeah,
But that's
I'm not,
typically because of the salaciousness of the stories, though,
I ain't
right?
gonna hold you, baby. I was clutching my every other week. I was clutching my
Of
pearls. I
course you
said,
were.
listen,
Of course
yeah.
you were.
I have been entertained, so that's why I
Yeah,
just
I can't sit on this platform and say I haven't been entertained. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
now
say that.
let me be clear. Let me be very clear. It's one thing to be entertained. It's another thing to watch somebody salaciously go after other people. And it's another thing for people to wake up and realize that what an individual is and what they are about, and then make some decisions about who they actually want to watch and support. I'm not saying that everything over there for the totality is horrible, but what I am saying, you're not over here, Leah, because we dig in digital trash cans trying to expose people. You're not over here for that. You're over here for good commentary and conversation. And I think it's a lot better over here than it is over there.
And the thing about it, go ahead, Leah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say to each his own. I feel really bad that I've said this before, and then I'll be quiet because I know you was coming with a point, Chris. But
no, you're all right.
It's pretty sad that people can't just give commentary, and we as consumers get to just enjoy. It would be nice for the internet to just be, like a little shopping mall, and I can go into this door and shop here, and go into that door, sow a seed over here.
Yeah.
Because each person has a level of gifting and talent that it's just undeniable. So I'm not taking for anybody. I'm just saying in general, because to tell me the reason I started learning how to unsubscribe, because I didn't know how to do it, which is sad, but is because you can't tell me, number one, that if I don't support you or I watch you, I can't watch somebody else or you. The devil is a lie. I got out of that when I was 18 and they told me I couldn't go to Apostolic Church. I went right to Bishop Johnson and said, hey, I'm cousin, but I want to I want to sing with your choir because you guys are dope.
Yeah.
We're done with that. You know what I'm saying? So it really hurts my heart that we've even come to this point, that this man has sat on this platform and cried real tears, family really affected. Doc's like, golly, man, come on, y'all.
It's beyond blogging. It's beyond just, I look at all this stuff really, really different these days. That's why I don't attach myself to these stories of like that kind of abuse and stuff like that.
It's hard. It's hard
to.
Well, I've done the work for 14 years, and let me just send a shout out to Jay Hughes in the chat so I can clear something up. My apology video that I made had really nothing to do with the woman over there with EJ. I was apologizing to the individuals who came by my channel and communicated messages to me. So it had nothing to do with her per se. So I just wanted to clear that up. And yes,
I really don't want to get into that alone.
And we're not. And she has some really good receipts. You're correct. But it is what it is. But I wanted to be clear.
Marcella, somebody got some good receipts on all of us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And even somebody got some receipts on you too, Jay Hughes. Now, if you've repented and asked God to forgive you for some things, it may not even been illegally, just may have been immorally. You cannot continue. What if somebody came to continue just to throw out your text messages? That's what I'm saying. It sounds good. It looks good in the chat, but think about if it were you and people had real receipts on you. How would you want that to play out?
Yeah.
And I think, he's a prophet, he's a pastor. No. How would you want that to play out? Go ahead, Leah.
It depends on what type of receipts,
And it depends on what type of receipt. If it's receipts that need to be going over there to the PD or the district, that's different. But if it's just receipts of you were in a relationship, y'all frucked, y'all kissed, and y'all went on planes and stuff.
Well, they tried me already. I was married before. I got 3 kids. I don't know how you thought they got here, so you could try it.
Oh, you ain't married?
Listen, I'm not, but I was. I didn't turn back into the church.
You said, listen, I ain't going to go through that pain and not enjoy it before. Better enjoy it before the pain.
I ain't doing nothing right now because I told the Lord I'm going to submit. But he got to send my husband. He got the Lord. We both on a time limit. Because my
Right,
God, baby girl is in her prime. When you hit that 40 plus, honey, you be in your prime. Things
That's
come
when y'all
on
start
and they
sniffing
don't
around for
shut
them
off.
younger
I be
ones.
trying to shut it off, can't shut it off. So Lord, you heard me. Praise hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Whew.
I tell you. Well, you know, I just, you know, I really don't wish any of this on anybody.
Erica trying to prophesy. Look, tell my Lord, burn up her receipts. Wait a minute now, Erica. You try to put that out for the future.
Lord, burn up the receipts, Jesus.
Erica, wait. First of all, Erica, I have some paperwork that I could help you expunge everything in your background. Hit me up in the DMs, okay? I got expungement.
Listen at Leah trying to do reputation management. Listen.
I got expungement documents, okay, baby? You ain't got to never say nothing else about what happened in your past, baby. You will be brand new,
That
brand
is funny, St. James. That is hilarious.
Listen, I mean, just like I said, the whole direction of the new paperwork that the Jake's team just brought out today, it shifted the gears of this lawsuit. It shifted gears. It really showed me that they are going to push this thing about his reputation and his illness.
Well, but I mean, that's accurate and it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the man honestly, do you think TD Jakes would have had to step down if he would not have suffered this heart attack and been under the stress
I don't think so.
of all of this kind of situation? So yes, and somebody's going to say, well, Marcellus, you know, he's faking all of this heart attack, because I hear all the stuff people say, right? But let me just say, even if you think he is faking, what a perfect timing.
What a perfect time to fake.
Perfect timing.
Other people fake.
Right? Perfect timing.
Let's see. Dollar says, Crazy Town, I think old boy being listed in the paperwork is part of the game plan. That way he can bring those alleged receipts with the baby snatcher and more.
Oh, the financial records, everything is going down in the words of this other vlogger, but the word of God.
And Leah, I don't know if you remember, well, we read the thing where they want Larry's financials because they want to see where this money, like, are they paying? I'm just making a guess. Are you paying Duane? Did you give him some money? Who's paying for it? You know, they want his financial records. Will they get them? I don't know.
That's important, St. James and Leah, to the whole scheme of this thing.
Yeah. So
okay, but see, that's where I get in trouble, because my little brain, you know, can they really get this man's financials? He's not. I guess if the judge then goes along
during discovery, they could.
And the theory, yes.
Let me tell you how it's gonna happen,
But
Leah.
I don't think Larry's that stupid to send money direct.
I think you guys are wrong, because Larry is stupid. He's been calling everybody else stupid.
But they've also have forensic. They have forensic folk
specialists. Forensic specialists.
I'm gonna just give them the benefit of the doubt until I see. I
know, and I love it. You said that before. Now you don't have
we
to come
heard
up
that before, but okay.
Yeah, we done heard that already.
I'm gonna just stand on the side of I really believe that he might have put his foot in his mouth.
Let me tell you how this is gonna happen.
That he would fund this man's.
I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna happen.
Issue.
And I think Mary just made a good point. Yeah, Lester had direct Zelles that Larry Zelled him from his Chase account. So that was something that Lester had. But let me tell you how this might end up playing out. Should I say this, or because that might give him a heads up? Should I be quiet? Let me hush. Y'all keep talking until I get the heavenly download.
Well, okay. St. James, I love you, but I'm gonna calm down because I don't know too much more about this, but okay, y'all. I was wrong. I will stand and say I don't believe that he paid the man. I'm gonna stand on that, and we shall see.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Leah, I'm gonna tell you this. At some point in court, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, because I'm tired of telling people how to fix stuff and working through my mouth, and then next thing you know, they telling them, they get to determine how they move because we talk too much sometimes, right? So I'm gonna hush my mouth on that. But Leah, let me say something. I'm for real. It is This man's been calling TD Jakes dumb for months, over a year. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. Listen to me. I believe that what the attorneys put in that paperwork is a clear indication that they know something we don't know yet. How it was worded, and this is what we'll talk about, I guess, on tomorrow, because y'all know I'm into the words. How things were worded is a clear indication that they got something else and they holding it in the wings. And I'm a hush for now.
Okay, I respect that. CC, you wrong. CC, you wrong. Don't do me.
Stand all you want to, but it's on sticky foundation, baby.
You hurt me, baby. You cut me deep, CC. Ouch. Well, good
Thanks,
night. Listen, I'll come back up if y'all talk about something else.
All right. Marcellus and
sir.
Katrina said something that I thought about the other day.
They gonna settle out of court.
They could settle.
Okay, here's the thing. It is possible. But even when but I would too. But here's the thing. They are going to have to settle with an agreement that they were in the wrong and be liable for what they did out here in the public, which is then going to show us that all of these people who claim to have all of this integrity and be the most integral vloggers on the internet, we're going to clearly be able to define them how I have already been defining them, as liars, because they have been lying this entire time. I don't care if they settle, because I'll be honest, I would prefer TD Jakes, in my personal opinion. His health and some of the things, because obviously he's got some health challenges. That man is getting thinner and thinner himself, you all. If y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the new picture of him. Like, he's getting smaller. So he's trying to get healthier and stuff like that. I'm okay with TD Jakes settling just as long as he settles them with a slap, so that it can be emphatically understood what these people did. That's all I'm saying.
My thing with that is it's been so much double talk. We don't know if once a settlement agreement is made, if it's going to be, they're going to stick to it. Again, I don't think they care about Duane Youngblood, because they know his reputation is destroyed. He tried to build it back up. People are still going to think about his foolishness. But like I said, in the beginning, I've always thought they wanted Larry. They just want Larry, for all of his talk that he's been doing for the last couple of years against Bishop Jakes. You can love him all you want to in 2025.
I think they want Larry, and they want to expose Larry in a greater dimension, because if they go to court, ladies and gentlemen, and they're able to get discovery, we're going to learn things about Larry that, of course, he tries to keep hidden, and they're going to be able to get a lot of things out of him, ladies and gentlemen.
You and this phone, why you got your phone on?
I'm sorry, you know what it is? You won't even believe you know who this is. I tell you, these people,
Put it on silent.
I am. It's going right now, sir. It's going right now.
But it's showing me too. I can't believe all this. Well, you don't know what they got over there. You don't know what Blackburn can't even figure out how to respond to emotion, or how to really properly do court documents. So you can't convince me that he got a ram in the bush or a big bomb that he coming out and he gonna drop. What's up, Jives?
Well, I mean, when you go to
that put the lies out, Larry been he gonna get you, Jives.
He has been on BS, and all I'm saying is the facts are the facts.
Yeah, because that's what they're leaning towards too, Tosh. They want to see what was the financial benefit for Youngblood being on Larry's. What all did you get out of it?
I want to just say this to the attorneys. If you are watching, or if there's any attorneys watching and paying attention to this, I have seen a pattern of behavior of vloggers on the internet paying individuals through their employees and their employees' lovers, ex-wives, and such and such. I think it would behoove people to do an extensive amount of research to discover how people are translating and transferring this money, because it could have been sent to a relative.
Yeah.
And so I just think it's really important for people to just really do some exhaustive investigatorial work, because I've seen some things on this here internet from vloggers. And so that would be my only statement, because people try to be slick. Don't send it to this Cash App, send it to this. I'm just saying. So
I said, what's going on here? Why? Why are we moving around money? What?
I'm just saying.
Where's Youngblood? Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Youngblood came out here and said 2 mumbling words. And when you got to remember, Larry has been the mouthpiece for everybody.
Right.
Everybody. Right. Manasseh, Jordan, Youngblood. He tell us everything that they said, but we ain't heard them say nothing.
Guess what's gonna happen, y'all? I'm gonna give y'all another prediction. Even though they haven't named Manasseh in this lawsuit and his name has not appeared on any of this paperwork,
don't say it.
Y'all listen to me. Y'all listen to me. He is coming to court in this situation. They're going to bring Manasseh in here. Because this man talked over there for a whole year about Manasseh Jordan. You don't think those people have went over there and pulled those videos and got that information? They are going to rip them to shreds in court.
And we're going to see how good friends everybody are now. Everybody's friends.
Yeah, everybody's friends. And then we're going to hear people tell the truth about whether they was hired to help people with reputation management, which I think is a bunch of malarkey.
Right.
So you're going to hear a lot. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot.
And you know what? And my thing is, even with Larry's speech on yesterday, I think it was yesterday, when he was talking about, you know, things that he done in this past, vlogging that he wish he hadn't done and some other thing. And he was really depressed the other day. And Shamarko had to lay on, or he had to lay on Shamarko. Or Shamarko maybe wasn't there that day. He said he laid on the angel's lap the other day. But he was really depressed. Listen there, Mar, I'm just telling you what he said. But my thing is, now I'm thinking, I mean, did somebody drop a dime that you was actually about to be really, really named in this upcoming stuff, and you may be added to that John Doe list?
But when you say you got that old black magic, I don't understand what you depressed for. You the one talk about everybody else is horrible and we all wrong. What you sitting over there depressed? How you in a big old house driving all these cars and all of this stuff, talking about how rich you are, but you depressed. So maybe the scripture is true that it doesn't profit a man to gain the whole world, but to lose his what?
So
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Katrina, listen, I want to see all these other people too. All these alleged victims of Bishop Jakes that Larry had proof of. And you think they're not going to bring that up? They just said it in that fixers. Where are these fixers that Larry said there's out there that called him after the first show to get them to stop?
Let me tell you something. Lawyers are so cunning. Let me tell y'all something. One of the things that I know they are going to prove that Larry is a liar in court.
Yeah.
They're going to draw some things out of Larry in that darn courtroom, because they can bring other court cases where Larry was lying in those court cases and bring that into the court in relation to this situation, because it grows upon Larry's character and patterns of behavior. Oh, trust me, ladies and gentlemen.
And see, that's what they're going to build. That's why they downloaded. They're building a pattern of what he has said in the past about other people, about other situations. You know, and they got a lot to discuss about Jakes, because he said a lot about Jakes.
Talking about he was talking to people in Larry in the TD Jakes's camp. Y'all remember that? Oh, they just called me. I just got off the phone with him.
Sure did.
Okay.
I think so too, Charge. I think he got a heads up. He's trying to fish for sympathy now. It's too late. Oh God. You don't feel no waist tired? You don't feel no sympathy?
No, he needs a symphony, not no sympathy. He needs a symphony. Okay.
Hey, you, watch your mouth.
First of all, I'm gonna let you have it because I'm on your platform.
Watch your mouth.
I'm on your platform. Hey, Marcellus.
Hello.
Watch your mouth. All right. So, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts. I think I'm with Marcellus. I think it's about time that they do take him down. I think it's been so much foolishness that has been going on, and with Larry has lied on so many people, and he's always saying, "Oh, I've talked to this one," like you just said, "Talk to that one, talk to this one," blah blah blah. It's absolutely foolishness, and yet and still to this day, we have not seen any proof of any of this stuff.
Not one. No, not one iota.
He showed us a picture of Manasseh's iPad or phone or whatever the case may be.
That he did on. He snuck and got that. That was not approved by Manasseh.
Absolutely. And so all of us, Marcellus, St. James, myself, have all been saying the same thing. Now, here's the thing about it, and I hope we can come into a common ground on this, and that is we may not all agree on however we all do our platforms and all this other stuff like this, but the common person who has brought a lot of dissension between all of us is one person. And I don't have a dislike, and I always say it, St. James, I don't have a dislike or anything towards you, Marcellus, even Daryl. But the common denominator has always been one person. Marcellus and I have I'm talking about before any of this stuff, we have always did our commentary. Before anybody out here got to talking smack, anything, it's always been one person weaseling in the camp doing the mess. So me personally,
you think so? I guess. I don't know. Thank you, Jesse. What Jesse say? New Apostle Giles is a champ for the girl. You're so stupid. Thank you for your super chat.
I don't know what happened to you, but I will say this. If you look throughout the whole situation of all of this,
come on.
Everybody, it was always that one individual. When individuals linked up with him, it was always that one individual. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people paid a lot of hefty prices. And Daryl expressed to you all today some of the price that he had to pay for a lot of the stress and the stuff with his family. So only thing I'm going to say in this is they are clear in this legal document who they're after.
Yeah, I mean, crystal clear. It's like, and when they switched the names, Marcellus, first they were saying Youngblood and Reed, and then that other one they said Reed and Youngblood. I said they doing that very strategically. They are really trying to paint the picture. This little pervert over here, we already know what he doing over
exactly.
here. But we really trying to go and get this one here. Thank you so much, Jay Boogie, for putting the color on it because you fixing to be content for. It's okay. That's fine.
We've been content for so long.
I'm always content.
Nobody can listen. They're gonna talk about us until Jesus come. It's all right.
I can be over here minding my business and be content. So that's
listen here. The more you talk, the more people gonna subscribe. I think today I got 50-50. I done crossed over to 18,000. Now normally I blow, it goes a little slow with
and congratulations to your 18,000.
Thank you. I'm not bad. Not bad.
We all can't have 100,000.
I'm a small fish. Okay, listen. For real. Let me tell you something.
And them ain't bots either.
50 subscribers. I got almost 50 subscribers in one day. Somebody's running off at their mouth.
Well, see, when you got people out here who go from this platform to that platform, trying to keep their name out here and trying to build up a platform that someone helped them to build, then now they jump over to the perverse platform and thinking the pervert is going to help them continue to get cash apps. One thing I can say about, and St. James, I'm going to have to exclude you because you weren't here, but out of Marcellus, myself, Marjorie Tab, The Truth.
Yeah, that's it. That's Leonard, the Truth Seeker.
Leonard, we have all been doing this for many years.
Yeah, at least 14 for me.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I mean, I've been out here since 2008, but we have not, this was never about cash apps. This was never about, oh, y'all got to pay me. Y'all got to pay me. We took the stories, right? And we put our own spin to it and our own narrative to it. And then here come these
Thank you, Erica. Keep it cute.
Here come these niggas out here, and they act like, oh, those people over here, they're not, they're not nothing. And all of us over here look like, who the hell are you talking to? So we got confused because we was like, so then it became a ball of chaos. And while we're doing our stories, we got somebody out here trying to shade us. And we looking like, because if a person keep throwing strays at you, you're going to be.
But what I need y'all to do is just learn the golden rule of just ignoring.
Oh,
I know
boy.
sometimes it's hard.
No, but I do ignore. I do ignore. Only time that I don't ignore is when it gets to be so personal that I have to come out and say something. And then the last time I said something, I never even said the person's name. I just called Pearl, and I left it at that. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah, but still, thank you, Clorinda Davis. Appreciate your $1.99. Thank you for helping me reach my goal. I'm at 13. We got a few more to go. We got about 7 more to go. We reached the goal. But even with that, I mean, I don't even give people the benefit of the doubt of, because people call me.
But St. James, with all of that, with all of that, he's still doing the same mess.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't make a difference.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. When you go, it don't make a difference. They're going to talk anyway. So why not just allow them to talk and to allow people to come from that talk to your platform to make you get 18,000 people? That's why I'm just saying, it's just a thought. But what the thing about you, Jives, is, people that love to throw out there, people bought some crowns for you and you stabbed them in the liver.
So let's do this because Marcellus is here. Let's do this for real. My sister Miko, she tried to be the peacekeeper, right? And so we was all trying to be calm for a second. And so he eventually, out of whatever, wanted to buy something from me. It's cool. I'm like, okay, you want to buy a crown. I said, okay, Larry. I said, you want to buy a crown? I said, that's cool. We love it. Appreciate your support. He bought it. The first one didn't fit, so he bought another one. Okay. I'm not even tripping about that. If
so he
somebody
bought another one, you didn't just make another one. He actually bought another one.
He bought more than one. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He bought two.
How much was that?
That was $5,000.
Oh.
And that was $5,000 each, was it not?
No, that was $5,000 for both.
For both. Oh, okay.
$2,500 a piece.
All right.
Wow.
You gave him a discount. How nice.
No. Well, actually, I did. Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. So my thing was, okay, they told me don't say nobody else's name on here. So while the other person is out here mad and saying that I'm being paid, I'm like, no, like I did a service. That was a client. He wanted something. I made it, and that was that. Period point blank. So all of this, we're on the payroll, all of this craziness and stuff like that.
I think everything is transactional, especially around
exactly.
Everything is transactional. Whether we want to say he purchased that from you because of something that he wanted from you, and whether it be.
Let's be very clear on this mother right now, and that is, first of all, I done said it time and time again. First of all, Larry couldn't get ass or dick over here.
Hold on. We got ladies over here in the chat.
I'm sorry. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. He cannot get nail private part from me.
I didn't mean by that. What I meant, but it's just the ways and means of things. Maybe speak highly of him. Maybe spin the narrative more in his way and don't come after him. Go after William. Don't come after him. That type of thing. That's what I'm saying.
Well, to be honest
I
with
don't know
you,
nothing about your booty.
well, praise God, thank you, Jesus. Well, see, that's the thing. I know and I mean, again, St. James, I gotta exclude you. Out of all the church vloggers, we have never did this. Mm-hmm. We have never ran at each other. We've never did any of that stuff. I've never ran at Marcellus until after all this Larry foolishness. Anybody else, Leonard, Marjorie, we just all did our job. And you know, from time to time, we may have did some collaboration, but we just did our job and kept it pushing. If it was a pastor and we were all on the same page, we talked about it. We may come over there or whatever, but we didn't do this stuff. We didn't do this. Beetlejuice, let me tell you something. First of all, I will drag that nigga as long as I feel like it. You understand me? Because here's the thing. I know him, not in a personal kind of way, but I know him and I try to be friends with him. But what really pissed me off with Beetlejuice is the fact that you took your end back over to this man's platform after he has stolen, demolished.
Why do you guys get so up in arms with that? You know there's nothing real about that.
What you mean?
It's transactional.
Correct. The whole relationship is transactional.
Real about that.
I know it's transactional, but
I know it makes you kind of upset because of what we heard from William for years upon years, and he said some very bad things about William. But I never let it get to me because I knew it was transactional. There was no real deal. You can call people friends all day long.
So St. James, that's my brother.
Okay, that's fine. That's part of the transaction. That's fine.
But I heard a certain vlogger say he was in the medicated apartments. I ain't gonna say nobody's name who said he was in the medicated apartment. But let me be very clear. He has to stay in the medicated apartment. And if he's in the medicated apartment, he gonna do what he need to do for his cash apps. That's all I'm saying. It's transactional.
And I don't, one thing I don't do, I don't knock people for getting their cash apps because my thing is, if the people gonna give it to them, get it. If they get it to them after you cuss them out, after you, and they still get, because you done cussed out a few of your subscribers over there. Jive, It did say y'all better. He got that on Leonard Scott. What's that name? Scott, man of Spirit from the Bay. Cuss you out. Give me. But after all of that, I'm just gonna be honest. I think the subscribers who are, cross platforms, I think they really deserve our take on all of the stories and things that we talk about. I think that's what they can appreciate. So instead of arguing with other content creators, stick to the stories and let's give our take, just like with this story. I will say it a certain way. Marcellus is probably going to have a different little flip. He's going to go mow off on Larry.
Live and in charge.
And he's going to go mow off than I probably would on Larry. You are going to come in and cuss them all out and put your opinion on there. And the others, even with William, I mean, you got to admit he's entertaining.
I do have a question. Oh, he is entertaining now. Now.
Oh, honey, he's entertaining when I'm laying him out. That's all.
No. When I say entertaining, it's just well. Let me be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm on St. James.
Don't be nice, Marcel. Don't.
I have to be nice because I'm on St.
James. Just save it for his platform.
But I do have a question for you, Jives. I do have a question. How did Pearl? Because you're the only other vlogger that I know on this here internet who has my phone number. How did Pearl get my phone number, Jives?
I promise you, I did not get that man your phone number.
So you don't know how it was given out.
I don't know how. I don't even talk to him.
Interesting, because I'm like, how did this man get my phone number? I have never talked to him a day in my life.
Me and that person, we do not talk. We have not had a conversation. A matter of fact, St. James can tell you, we did a whole tour trying to figure out what the problem was.
Yeah, that tour went to like that Let Breathe tour failed.
It was crash. It was like crash and burn. Crash and burn.
That didn't work. Yeah,
So
I don't know,
mean,
but I hate that happened, Marcellus, and there's absolutely no excuse for that. And for people to sit back and just continue to support somebody's behavior like that, that's wild to me.
oh,
Because
these people, they're broke.
you never take things off of the internet. You know, it's not necessary to pull up people's homes, call them on their personal phone. Gene Scott, thank you. I am Courtney. But you never do that. So you don't know who else might have had it.
But St. James, I have come to grips with the fact that if and for this is for all of you new vloggers, people who are potentially going to be vloggers, just understand,
people.
Yeah, we're in a new time. These people are going to dox you no matter what. They're going to pull your information. They're going to try to do all that kind of stuff. It is fine. If you put yourself out on this here internet, you better be prepared for everything that is coming. And if you're not prepared for that, don't put yourself out, because these people are going to do all kinds of stuff and say all kinds of stuff.
And you know what? I don't knock Giles for going off when he go off. Marcellus will go off. He'll go on his cussing spell. Sometimes I'll flip out and go. But I think everybody has their own personality, and I think that's what everybody appreciates. It's like, there's no sense in me talking about, I done told you 50 million times, shut all that sound effects off. Do you listen to me?
Oh, Lord.
Right. So it don't really matter what I think personally. It's what you do. It's what it's what everybody else does. Even with Larry, it's what Larry does. Now he's coming back and saying he did a lot of wrong things, and he's trying to right his wrongs now, Josh.
Is he gonna right his wrong with them young boys?
I have no idea. We don't bring that up over here. I have no idea.
Wait a minute. You opened the door. The door.
I have no idea. Go.
Because here's the thing. The problem with him is he's such a liar.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. Lay it smooth out. Praise God. The problem with him is he's such a liar. Then he gets on his platform and manipulates the people like we're all crazy. And I'm like, but
even with this Jake stuff, it's like, no. We heard you say that.
You said it.
You said it.
You said he had molested and groomed Manasseh. We heard you say it.
Yeah.
You know, we saw the text messages of you apologizing to what's that baby name? The boy went over to Tasha.
You talking about Levante?
Levante. I saw the text messages of Delquan. So
we saw a lot of this stuff, even with Tasha K. I mean, we saw even with Lester Potier. I mean, that was not even really acknowledged right, you know? And my thing is, do you have to always acknowledge what you do? But when it comes out and you just totally lie, it's like when Lovie got up and said, listen, I don't think Lovie had to get up last night and just spill his guts. Yeah, I flipped her over and I spread her wide. And I don't think he needed to do all that.
When we do that?
I don't think. No, well, I'm a hush. Go ahead.
Well, last night he made a statement just about, because they had that Sheraton woman over there on EJ. They're bringing up text messages of their old relationship or their old situationship, and now it's come out. Show all the past receipts, and people think this defines.
Those aren't text messages; those are sex messages. Right. It's a difference.
But my thing is, if he wasn't married and that's what they were doing, you can put that stuff up. He's a prophet or blah, blah. But my thing is, she enjoyed, and he was single at the time. So it's just a lot of things that like I said, I don't think people need to come out and share all that. Vincent didn't have to talk about no Pink Lord. I didn't care about that. Nobody really cared about it.
That pink took me out.
I am human first. You need to go to my YouTube channel and watch my Pearl video if y'all are confused about who Pearl is.
Okay, no more Pearl mentions over here. I don't want to hear that name. Not no more. Okay. I don't want to hear it because it gets too much clout. Y'all love to give clout to people.
No, wait a minute. I didn't know the person's name.
It don't matter even, but they know who you're talking about. So they're gonna run to your thing and run over there. Tell them and say, you gotta be strategic about this stuff, y'all. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't benefit you. It just the subscribers just say, "Oh, they crazy. Oh, they obsessed." you know, in the background.
I'm just gonna put it like this. I'll put it like this. Larry Reed has been named in the TD Jakes lawsuit. His ass is grass and TD Jakes is the lawnmower. And let's be very clear, when he gets done shaving off whatever rest of Larry's behind is left, because we all know he's disappearing almost right before our very
getting
eyes.
sick right before our very eyes.
So, just saying. It'll be a very interesting situation, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say. St. James, I'm rolling into my live here in just a second.
All right.
But God bless y'all. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Lord,
what you talking about tonight?
Oh, everything. Steve Harvey. I got some Christy Teigen. I'm gonna
then Chris Lee's about to get pardoned.
No, he pardoned him already.
He's pardoned. He just got pardoned today.
Yeah, he pardoned, and the husband and the wife. Okay, so let me go ahead and give y'all another prophetic word. This is the administration of the criminal. If you got any criminally activity, if you on your way to jail, just reach out to the Trump administration and they're gonna let you go free. Because I'm serious, they're gonna let you go free.
Well, I didn't make a few phone calls then. How about that? Since more folks want to here and talk about me, baby, I can make a few phone calls.
I love y'all. Talk to y'all later.
All right, thanks, Marcellus. So, well, I mean, I'm glad you're on the show, Josh. Your first time here in this virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show?
Wait, is it my first time here for real?
It is.
No, because we came over here when we had that apology tour.
Oh, that's right. You sure did. Well, no. Did you come for that one?
I came over here.
Okay.
Because it was two. It was two.
Okay.
It wasn't really an apology tour, but it was just want some attention to it. But
it was good content. That's about all it was.
That's all it was. That's all it was.
Call it what it was.
You know, St. James, here's our thing. And I'm glad I am here. You know, a lot of people like to bring attention to stuff that really is not what it was. I was upset with you because some stuff, I let that.
You always got your panties in a bunch. Always. I know.
No, baby, these bloomers is not in no bunch. It ain't no bunch.
Because my thing is, y'all be shading. I throw a little shade. All of a sudden, I'm the shader of them all. He ain't to be trusted.
Well, just as much as y'all. But see, my thing was, I'm like, with that particular situation, I was like, well, y'all niggas watch this stuff. And y'all know what it was. And I'm like, just because somebody tried to get me slipped up, I was just kind of like,
yeah.
So that's the only reason I was mad. But I mean, first of all, I ain't never lie on nobody. And that's the truth. That's the real fact right there. I ain't never had to lie on nobody.
I'm gonna admit to this. Like I said, when I said I had made a thing after a certain while, I've seen a few things, and I'm like, I'm never reporting on that again. Because I saw a spirit that I didn't like.
Okay, praise God. You got some ghost on you. Holy
God. I got a little ghost that roams around. Yeah. No, I saw a spirit that I didn't like, and I said, oh, okay, I caught it. Mm-hmm. And nothing against that person personally, but I said, I just don't want to be intermingled with that because I see something that I don't like.
Amen.
Yeah. So I just said, you know what? I'm not going to report on no more. It is what it is. I don't really care what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This point, but
with this whole case with Bishop Jakes, I have talked to his son before, and this was maybe like a couple months ago.
Jermaine?
Yeah, I've talked to Jermaine before.
Okay.
And cool person.
You the one in the bathroom.
Okay, stop.
No, I'm saying I didn't know if it was him or somebody else.
He was in the part.
The part. Okay. I thought it was another brother. I mean another son, but it was okay, go ahead.
So the thing is, it's like a lot of people put a lot of stuff out here and don't have no validity to it.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not in nobody's camp to try to say, oh, protect them. What I am going to do is, if I'm going to talk about something, I want to talk about the facts that I do have. Yeah. Because so many people, and we saw this, so many people was making up stories. Oh, TD Jakes is going here. I'm like, did y'all see Bishop Jakes at a bathhouse? Did y'all see Bishop at a party? And I'm like, and I kept saying, if we didn't see it or got any evidence of it, and old Skeletor over there was steadily putting out this information saying Bishop Jakes was here, Bishop Jakes, and I'm like, y'all, we never saw it.
We never saw the pizza cobbler. We never saw the motorcycle. We never saw the security guard. Yeah.
And Beetlejuice had did that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said he got a picture of Bishop Jakes in a
he said he saw it. He said the security guards showed it to him, but he never got it. But he led us to believe that. But then later on, I think he said the guy showed it to him. But we don't even know if that's the gentleman.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
We just don't know.
First of all, if he's been a person that, I will say this, if he can get something on you, he will get something on you, whether it's a picture or whatever. He's not going to just say it. Yeah. So for the simple fact that he didn't have it, I can't even believe it, because he would have been posted it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's posted things less than that. Less that really did,
Like you out here posting preachers getting killed at bathhouses and stuff. And I'm like, sir, now you should be the last person talking about somebody at a bathhouse.
Yeah, but I mean, but we've listened to a lot. To your point, we've listened to a lot, and we've gotten no receipts. And I think the roosters have come home to roost, and they are very intentional at putting Larry in that case. And I think they only gave Youngblood till the 3rd of June. To get his reply in.
Oh, that's next week.
After that, it's onward to trial. It's on. I think after that, then we're going to see who else is going to be named in this.
So you're going to have Flubberbutt in there. You may have the lawyer girl in there. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was
in there.
Why? All these folks was teamed up.
But I think what they're focused on is everybody surrounding that demand letter. I don't see her in that at all.
Oh, okay. Because she like to get court documents too.
But now I don't think she's seen that demand letter. Larry said he saw that demand letter, or the top. I don't care if you saw the top, the bottom, or the middle. You talked about it before it even. So that means to tell me you had to. What'd you do? Have to approve it before it went out? What was the purpose of you seeing that letter? So that.
But see, this is the thing. St. James. This man loves to act like he is the it of the vloggers, and I'm like, sir. Everybody else is out here doing the same thing that you're doing, except we don't have to lie about content. We just put it out here. We're not paying for subscriptions. We're not out here trying to bribe nobody, extort it, because both of them, them niggas over there are extortionists. So this is what they do. Extortionists? Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Beetlejuice is Skeletor.
Oh, well, yeah, that has been alleged quite a few times.
No. That's not alleged. You said the views of St. James.
It was reported to me.
I'll give you that. All right, praise God. But I mean, realistically, again, St. James, before you came on the scene, that was everything that was being reported. Everybody that came out on that particular individual, he was extorting. Oh, baby, I saw Mother McCoo earlier today. Baby, she had bags under her eyes that looked like this.
Jesus. And when is the women's convention starting? Did it start already?
I think the women's convention's already started.
Okay, there was a flyer. Let me see. I got a flyer because somebody's driving and I got a flyer. They drive over there.
Sure. I told him I'm not even watching. I said, if something go on, something happen, just send it to me. I just
see the date on here. Okay. I don't know. I'd never been really enthused about that. Well, Bishop Shedd will get his 10, 20 grand from Mother McCoo.
No, he getting $1 million. They just bought a $2 million house,
They did sell their old house, didn't they?
Yeah,
I think they needed to. Wasn't nobody else in there but them.
That house was so gaudy, St. James. I'm talking about it was horrible.
It started already. Oh, so the women's convention already started.
You haven't seen their house?
Who? Karen's?
Yeah.
No, just like the little bit of the inside. Yeah.
You know it's listed.
Oh, is it? I gotta check it out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely would check it out.
It is when I say
what is it listed for? They are in Detroit.
I think it's 1.5.
1.5. Okay. That means it's probably about a 3-point-something million in California.
Right. Well, no, probably like double that because like probably like 4 or 5 or something like that. Because yeah.
No, Detroit is a very extra. So what is you were mentioning on your program that you were trying to change your platform. You were trying what is your direction?
What do you mean?
Are you saying you were trying to change? You didn't want to do really churchy stuff anymore. You do,
honestly, like I like what I do, but the church content is becoming so saturated with everybody. And I said this about 4 years ago. I said people may get tired of me, but there's going to be another me that comes out here. You got people out here who there's
not going to be anybody that's going to replace you, though. And I think that's the most important part that I think some content creators go off because they think somebody new coming up on the scene is coming to replace them or take over. This thing is saturated. I mean, you can be on the live. I can be on the live and get what I get. You get double that or more of that. So it really doesn't matter who's coming on the scene. I think people just appreciate the perspectives.
People like, and I said this when other people was a part of my program.
Yeah.
And that was, you could never take from me. I could never take from you because quiet as is kept. Well, very loud as it is.
Yeah.
All of these niggas is subscribed to all of us.
They are. That's why I said it doesn't. Subscribers, taking up fights of their content creators is a waste of time because I can be on and all of a sudden my numbers will be up eventually because then people are going to come over here. My people go to you. Your people come to me eventually.
Matter of fact, I have people
that
watch both of us at the same time because I don't know that you're on. And so they'll be watching St. James. They'll be watching St. James, Jive. St. James, Jive. What Jive say? What St. James? What Jive say? What
It's probably going to be different. And I think people are going to appreciate that because it's our genuine, thought process. You have a different thought process with this Jake's thing that I have. I mean, we agree to certain things, but there's other things we may not agree with, That's what Ray is. He'd be watching, he got all kinds of stuff on the TV, on his phones over here.
Is Ray still over there?
I guess.
Because
they try to set him up, they tried to set me and William up, they set up artists over there. But it's okay. It's okay.
But see, the thing is, it's like I just decided because I did a few things at a store. And what I always tell people is this: if you got subscribers, right?
Yeah.
If you got subscribers, then your subscribers should support you anywhere that you are. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Like if you decide to sell bags, St. James, you decide to sell shoes, little trinkets. If you got 30,000 subscribers, your subscribers should support you in your endeavor or whatever you're doing. I went to the store and was, doing my little QVC.
But I don't even think that's, some people are trying to read, but that's not even a read.
That's not a read.
You just stepping out of the box and saying, listen, I can sit here in front of this thing every day and give you the same look, the same deal, or I can go over here, sell some items over here, do some other things. So I didn't think it was a read. I think it was just you expanding your brand.
Well, see, St. James, this was my thing. I did that because I wanted to and I had fun. Right. I was standing on my feet for 7-8 hours, advertising what smelled good to me. What is that? Right. Maybe that was HSN, QVC.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's like I was advertising what was good to me, what smelled good to me. Baby, I got so much stuff in my bathroom right now. Like, I think I'm gonna have to bring it in here. But it's like, trying to read me talking about, oh, you over there selling that perfume.
You
And
know, that's okay. That is okay because listen, you have a following, you have people, you actually go out and you have friends, y'all. You know,
I'll be outside.
that's what I'm saying. You go and touch the grass and you go to the balls. You do everything. You and
Darius.
Darius, and it's like y'all. And I love the fact that you participate in the Florida Pride stuff, and you do all that. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. It's like this is a portion of our life. So don't let it engulf you where the only thing you're doing is on here arguing with virtual people.
And that's where I got tired, St. James. St. James, you do real estate.
Yeah.
And you do this as something else.
Yeah, this is what I just stumbled upon. I tell people I stumbled upon this just going live with William. I had no plans of being a blogger or vlogger. I had none.
Here's the thing, St. James. When I stepped out, I had already was doing like little content here and there, doing reviews and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, that was something I had fun doing, and I will do it again. Hell, I sit right here at my desk and I'll review some perfume and I put it out there, and I'm like, I made money doing it, and I had matter of fact, I saw some of my subscribers come to the store.
Yeah, that's good.
So good. If you can't be in the reality of real life and go outside and touch the people who are subscribed to you, who may see you in real life, then what are you doing? Why are you scared to come outside? Why are people scared with no legs that don't come outside, and then y'all want to be out here talking all this mess? But I'm like,
it was amazing to go to Sweden and have people be like, St. James. I mean, in a different language, they talk about St. James, and wanting to take pictures and just knowing who I am. And that's the support. And a lot of the people who went to our music and art conference, they went for the first time because they heard it on this platform. And now they're like hooked and like, when is 2027? Where are we going in 2027? So it's a matter of building good, healthy relationships and not just sitting around here damaging relationships.
St. James, here's the thing. When I first came across you was when I saw you with William, right? Outside of that, didn't have a problem with you. Did I think you were messy? Yeah, because you got my sound effect, you know what I'm saying? But again, I think that type of stuff is funny. Again,
where's that sound effect at? I gotta pull that up again. Go ahead.
St. James is messy, child.
That was funny.
The thing is, it's like I said this earlier, Marcellus, Leonard, Marjorie Tab, and there's been a few, Ann Brock from the Old Black Church.
Queen Anne, yeah.
The Baptist Church. We all were doing content, and we never had to worry about not only that, Dawkins Speaks in South Florida. We all were doing this, and we never came at each other like that. Because it was never like, oh, you trying to outdo me, or who you think you talking to. Like, we didn't care. We put the story out, and everybody was on the same thing of accountability in the church.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was accountability and all of those things. And now it's, oh, you can't get on my level. Oh, you ain't like, I'm greater than you. Oh,
you know what I tell them kind of folk? Okay.
Right.
Okay. I ain't on your level.
St. James,
thanking God that I'm not.
Have you made $1 million out here scheming to people?
No, and I don't plan to. I plan to make $1 million legitimately.
You galvanize off the people, and you take all their money, and then you sit up here and you flaunt what you've taken from them in their face.
Yeah, and that's a different kind of beast. Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, now that whole you ain't on my level stuff, that was with the other vlogger. And when I heard, I was like, who says that?
You know, and I think you gotta watch that kind of stuff because the people, his family that were doing it and the people around, they look so uncomfortable. They looked really uncomfortable doing, because I know somebody in that camp has to say, you know what, we are cruising to be like, something's going to happen because the seeds you sow. And just to really throw things in people's face, you just can't do that. Oh. It comes back, you know.
Oh, I just bought a Maybach. I just bought a Bentley. I just bought this. I just bought that. And I'm like, but how did you buy it? You bought it off the backs of the people that you didn't set up here, and you out here selling prophecies. Like what? Like what?
And even when I say to that, my thing is, people are going to always want people to tell them how to run their lives, because it takes a certain portion of them out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to have much accountability. They can just listen to the prophet. I'll pay you a little money and you tell me what to expect, instead of really diving in to Jesus and to God for themselves and listening to the spirit within them. You know, they don't want to do that. So those kind of folk is always going to be here. So, and they're going to continue, jobs, to give them folk them money. So that's something I don't even complain about. I'm like, you want to give it to them? Go ahead and give it to them. They wouldn't get my money, but if you want to, then knock yourselves out. So I don't. It's just like with your stuff. I mean, your colognes and perfumes and stuff. People are gonna, if they're gonna want it, they want it. You know, despite what other people say.
The thing about it is, St. James, it's like whether I'm doing crowns, whether I'm doing them shoes I had up here, graphics, whoever I am contracted to work for, I'm doing that outside of this. And all of that stuff right there. And I'm like, I don't get on here trying to brag about, you know, all of this. First of all, this is what I want people to understand, and especially us Black folks, peoples of colors, is that if you got to get online and brag about what necklace you got on, what type of brand you got on, we know that you're not used to anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, and I think someone said that in the chat. They're just people like that just aren't you. And my thing is, I got some really good stuff. When I met up with somebody and they got in my car, they were like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know you had this kind of car." I was like, because I don't get on the internet and brag about what I have. I just live. I just live because that's how I was raised. We just lived. I mean, some people used to say, "Oh, you got this, you got." It was just part, but we always were thankful to where we were at. So I'm too thankful to brag. Really, I'm too thankful and grateful to brag about what God has done for me. I will praise him for what he's done. But I want him to keep. I want it to keep coming. I want to hit that million. I want, like Tashi says, I want other corporations and stuff to get us for sponsors and to maybe put us on a show or maybe do something like that. I mean, that's what so you got to just move a little different. And I think you being in this thing so long with your subscribers, it seems like there's so much that you have and so much that you've done and so much ability. I can see you doing keep doing what you're doing, keep selling, build up your brand, keep doing it. Don't care what people say.
One thing about it, St. James, and that is this.
Got that right, Lord.
I learned this from Madison and myself. When you're doing stuff, don't tell the world.
Don't tell the world. Just do it.
Let's listen. If I got a new movie coming out, baby, you're gonna see the new movie. If I got before,
that's something to promote. But you do it in a way where, man, I'm just grateful that I have a new movie coming out. Now, listen, you ain't on my level. I got me a new movie, and you that's craziness to me.
Because the whole thing with what was it, Kingdom Business? I was like, you are a cameo. Like, that is not.
But you know what? That bag was fumbled, baby, because they got him off that show, and I saw he was about to be good. They were about. I think he would have. Because he was on the season 2, but you know what? It's like you can't do crazy stuff and expect people to just sit there and take it. They seen an opportunity to tear you down, and they took it.
Well, see, not only that, but see, I think with everything that's going on with Bishop Jakes And they to me, they're playing this very strategically.
Oh, they are. It's amazing. It's so strategic.
Bishop Jakes, what people don't realize and understand is Bishop Jakes is like, he's like dad when it comes to the church world. He's like
Regardless
granddad.
of whatever people want to say, it's still true.
Bishop Jakes has been, to my knowledge, I've only heard one thing, and that was about some woman or whatever in Carolina. That was many years ago when he had a Jerry curl that wasn't quite, which I don't even understand how somebody would find that cute. But
well, no, it don't matter. It's the power and influence.
So I've never heard anything, and I do mean this, I've never heard anything about Bishop Jakes negatively. Now his kids, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story.
And the thing about it, how can you stop that? Your kids are going to be your kids.
They're not responsible for them.
And at a certain point, you're just not responsible. They're going to do what they want to do. And we know PK kids love to cut up.
Absolutely, because I'm
because they already feel trapped. They already feel like they have to live a certain type of life. So as soon as they get a little somebody rub on them or touch them or squeeze them, it's on and cracking, baby.
But yeah, this case, going back to what you and Marcellus was talking about earlier, this case is something that now you've made people see you for what you really are. You're a con artist and you're a fake and you're a fraud.
And they're breaking it down.
Yes.
In this case.
And you have sat here purposely put out false narratives about this man. Now you want to try to backpedal like you ain't did nothing. No, we sat here and we asked for the facts, the proof, and the receipt. And
we asked.
You couldn't provide them.
7 days, Jives. 14 days. 3 days in 24 hours. They remember this one in 24. I better get a call in 24 hours or Manasseh's going to go and file his lawsuit. That never happened.
Wait, didn't he not say? Because I want to know, I want to make sure I heard this right. Did he not say that Bishop Jakes called him or his team called?
He said and the fixers, and that's what they allude. They wrote that in the deal today. You said his fixers called you. That's
and
what
said
he said.
They want to give you $500,000.
Yeah, and that I think it was $5, and he said he turned it down or something, right? Yeah, and you believe they didn't download that, and they're gonna present that?
Hello.
They're gonna have to get in court. You're gonna have to produce the thing, and then I think what he's saying, he's going along with this journalism thing or whatever. I don't have to reveal my sources. No, but when it's a total lie and defamation, that's beyond your sources. And you can't just say they were using my platform. You didn't vet anything. They didn't vet Wilds and Weens, and she went over there and stole all their lobster money.
Let me tell you, for him to sit out here and to try to say that now you're getting back everything that you have put out. And I hope your monk is listening, because everything you tried to do, especially to me with that other situation, you getting, baby. Let me tell you, I know we are all sitting back with our popcorn, just wanting to see what happened, because this is not the first time that he's done this, because he did this with E. Dewey Smith. And see, E. Dewey Smith sued him for $250,000. He did the same thing. So at the end of the day, you act like you are above everybody, and you talk this mess, and now you want to be like, oh, I don't have to do this. Oh no, you do, because if you're going to say something, you got to be able to back it up. You don't put nothing out. See, people feel like, oh, I'm that vlogger. Nobody listens to nobody else.
You sound like you got a little history in something like that.
Oh, no. What? Well, no. Now, wait a minute, baby.
I'm just talking about, saying it. You got to have something,
See, for King Jives, I know for a fact, baby, if I tell you I got the proof and I'm showing you the videos and stuff like that, baby, I'm not going to come out here and say I saw Reverend Jack the Font pull his pecker out and wave it around. No, baby, hit the video, go right here. Boom, here go the link right there. Go watch it. I'm not gonna be out here saying Bishop Jakes was over here screwing Diddy, and
Right.
I've never seen that. Like, you can't do that.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I mean that man, we had to listen. Like I said, I mean, everybody loves him now. Now I love him, and I just asked me to take the video. So if Bishop Jakes Cap called you and said take the video down, you're gonna take those videos down? That's my question. Are you gonna take those videos down? And what if I don't know. I guess that's a way of cleaning up your image or what have you. But listen, whatever.
And yes, he did use Youngblood. What was discrediting for Youngblood was this: when Youngblood got up there, sir, you got a history of pedo, all this stuff like that, but you want to sit out here and come at Bishop Jakes, and I'm like, where is the facts?
Yeah,
where is the proof of he tried to kiss me? I said, okay, first of all, we're done now. We're done. We're done. We're done. He tried to kiss you. Oh yeah, he was trying to.
I just died.
Wait, let's stop. Like, wait a minute, did he? He tried to kiss me. So we sitting up here having a whole long, drawn out live on he tried. Oh, okay. Oh, St. James, that's nice.
It's
nice, St. James.
So they can while we're talking.
Y'all make sure y'all like St. James channel around here. Y'all make sure y'all like St. James.
Yeah, y'all do that.
That's nice. Now you gonna make me, because you know I ain't been putting no music in my stuff, because I'm telling you.
No. I've always wondered about sometimes when you play music, I'm like, they gonna get you. They gonna get you.
I stopped playing music because it was even if it's not on, somebody gonna say it's theirs. I'm like, listen, we just finna come on. That's what we can just come on. We'll just show a little video and that's it. I think the only thing
there's music in different ways that you can do it. I mean that you don't have to be music-less, but there's different ways you can do it. Just don't get the original stuff. There's different ways. Did you see Michelle Loud's video the other day? She was talking about, I guess it was her son's birthday on the 21st, and Cora didn't let us see. I don't know. The whole situation is baffling to me. I think she thought she was going to get some traction with her son and Cora through this Bishop Jakes Youngblood thing, and I don't think it's working, unfortunately.
I love Michelle.
Yeah.
But she is just like her last name, Loud.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't even know. And this is no shade to her, but it's like every time Bishop Jakes come out, see, I told y'all.
Yeah, I know. Anything happened, I told y'all gonna learn to listen to me. Y'all.
The thing is, she
going to happen. That don't mean because of you all the time.
and I'm telling you, it's just like,
yeah.
I had the conversation with Jermaine, and we was talking about the whole situation, and there was a different story that was given to me.
Yeah.
I feel like this, because I don't personally know that situation. Mm-hmm. I don't have the details. I dang sure did not see the court records or anything. Mm-hmm. I allowed her to tell her story and her situation and let that be that. I cannot attack Bishop Jakes because of what her and Cora got going on.
Right.
Because at the end, Cora has guardianship or parentship over her son. Mm-hmm. Not Bishop Jakes, not anything like that.
Did she already adopt him or no?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I think that's like that's all. But I mean, I understand. I don't know about a mother's love. I know about a father's love, but my mind with somebody good, my daughter ain't going nowhere.
Listen,
she wasn't going nowhere.
When I was an uncle daddy, and I to some degree I still am. Mm-hmm. Like I'm the same way, but because for me, the situation was what it was. I just kind of let it be. But when it comes down to your children, like you have to fight for your kids no matter what.
You do. So I don't falter in it. I just feel bad because I know that it's not a winning situation. And Jay Rochelle says, because I've said that before, probably doesn't want to. But my thing is, he was talking about what he wanted for his birthday from her. But you got to remember, he's a preteen or teenage. They gonna get a gift for whoever gonna get them a gift. Okay. Mm-hmm. So he was naming all this stuff that he wanted his mom to get him. But unfortunately, he want them gifts, but I still don't believe he want to go to your house. I think he wants to stay with the Jakes people. Ray says, I feel bad for her and the situation, but at this point, I don't know that it would be considered best interest, right, for the child to be uprooted from that nose to be homeless. Yeah, and we see it, regardless of what we feel about the Jakes. I mean, they still the Jakes.
Listen, I like you have seen and watched Bishop Jakes from the very beginning. If Bishop Jakes was actually out here doing something wrong, trust me, some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion, it would come out. Look at everybody else. All their messes come out, and we look at Warren Bartholomew Bynum. Like, her stuff has come out time and time again, and we all looking at her, and she sound crazy. I mean, crazy. And it's like, if it was something on Bishop Jakes, it would have been out by now. But we can't, and everybody's out here creating AI, trying to make Bishop Jakes a bottom, right? Over cheers, all kind of stuff. And I'm like, y'all, no, I don't even want to be a part of this, because one thing about it, I don't know anything like this about Bishop Jakes, and for Larry to be that bothered.
Listen to this. Remember, I don't know if you've seen his live yesterday or something, when he admitted to being obsessed with the whole fatherless issue and William Murphy. I think he was obsessed also with Bishop Jakes, like Tandra Cook says.
Well, you got to remember, see, Larry is a person. So do you remember the whole, what's the man name? Bishop Bling Bling, Lamar Whitehead.
Yeah, Whitehead.
That man was so bothered with Lamar Whitehead because Lamar Whitehead had money. Now, whether the man got money right or wrong,
it may not have been his, but
you know what I'm saying? Like, he had money.
I don't know if he really had money though, because come to find out, he wasn't paying his mortgage jobs, he wasn't paying his child support. I don't think he really had any money, but he had the illusion of the money, and he had the popularity at the time. Maybe that was it.
Yes. And so he was so bothered by, and that man knew Bernard.
Whitehead over here when Tasha's here. Now, go ahead.
Oh, you know Tasha don't.
I'm messing up here.
But he was so bothered by that man that he put the whole story out about the man getting robbed at the church. And he was like, well, he should be thanking me because I'm the one who helped the story go viral and blah, 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 blah. And then also with that is he went to go see Bishop Jakes or something in New York for his book tour or something like that. And Bishop Jakes did not give him the time or day.
And he said he had been supporting Bishop Jakes, financially, sending his offerings or whatever, trying to. So I think that's what I don't understand. You go from that to this obsessive trying to take him down. They were good when you was trying to hook up with him, and that didn't work out. So now I'm going to be obsessed and try to take him down. I'll never forget where he was telling people he was going to do a documentary.
Oh, he said that.
Send me your emails and send me your stories. I'm going to do a documentary.
He said that.
And you expect these people not to come out swinging on you? They came out swinging on him today.
Let me tell you something. When Bishop Jakes went down in that pulpit, at that point, I said, oh, baby.
Yeah.
They coming out with
all a rap. I said, Jakes.
Hot, yeah. Listen, I don't know whether it was real or fake, but I said Bishop Jakes is playing his part, and nigga, now the world is on your arse now.
Yeah.
You just sit here and you got this man blood pressure up. He don't know what to do. He's stressed out, all because my thing was, you can put a lie out and damage a person's reputation so that they start losing. Now, Bishop Jakes
And that's what he said in the complaint. They're complaining about the millions of dollars that, because once your reputation of a certain thing, certain organizations back up.
Bishop Jakes, that's not new money.
That's old school, baby. And just like Jordan is old school money too. Don't let get it twisted. They can't fool up with a lot of this new money that really ain't money.
Let me tell you something. If I was ever working for Bernard Jordan, baby, I wouldn't be doing all this weird.
No.
Oh no. Because reality is this. Bishop Jakes is so connected with real long money.
Right.
Like money that does not have color type of money. I'm talking about like Wells Fargo, Bank of America.
Right.
Like business says. And you're putting things out like this that can affect his business says. Oh, sir, you really barked up the wrong tree.
And to say, oh, they're dumb. He's dumb for bringing this lawsuit. No. This is beyond your little bit of mind thinking. This is a millions of dollar mind thinking. You are over here messing with his money, his real money, not your little jewelry money. This is real money that you're messing with. So he has to show even the organizations that he's ready to fight this lie. It ain't about just getting Larry. He wants to get him. Now he want to get him.
Oh, and that's
not about just that.
And you have not seen anything publicly? Because here's the thing. I even asked, I said, if y'all need me to be y'all mouthpiece, they said,
they don't need it.
They said, we got it. They said, Mario, we got it.
Yeah.
Everything that Bishop Jakes has done, Bishop Jakes has handled it in the court. He gets up and he do his preach. He do his little inspirationals, and that's it. Bishop Jakes
said a couple of things like after the Christmas thing when that other stuff came out. He said a couple of things in which that's just things are just like we say talking about Lovie yesterday. No, that unfortunately Lovie had to say what he said because Lovie is in the middle of a lawsuit, and I'm sure his attorney said, "I need you to get out there." And even not saying that he got out and gave a fake statement. I think it was a real statement, but to say, "Oh, he don't think he should have done it," I mean, he's trying to save his empire too.
And see, the thing with Bishop Jakes, the reason why Bishop Jakes said something around December is because this had nothing to do with Larry. This thing went national news, TMZ,
right?
All over the place, and it had nothing to do with Youngblood. It was about the Diddy situation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Again, for little peon Larry to be out here talking about, oh yeah, see, they worried about me. Baby, you have no dog in this fight, but you gonna get dogged in this fight because you're doing this. And he even said, oh yeah, Youngblood is going to get what did he say, 5-6 million or something like this?
Yeah. They're like, and all he kept saying, he needs to settle. Jakes needs to settle. Why is the push for this settlement so much? Why is it for a lie, for a hug and a missed kiss? Now he needs millions of dollars, even for what he showed us with Manasseh. You put Eddie Long's picture up to it. You try to force that down our throats like we're not seeing really what we're really seeing, which is nothing at all. We don't see what's above the text. We don't see what's beneath the text. But we see that Manasseh was saying they keep calling me because Manasseh was up in that mess with that robocall. Yes, Newsweek was calling him. Yes, everybody was calling him. That's why he connected with Jakes to get his name better.
And when I reported on that story, that's when Manasseh blocked me on Instagram because, baby, I drugged the fool out of Manasseh. I'm like,
oh yeah, he blocked you. I got a whole list of people blocking me too.
Are you out here? Y'all out here in these multi-million-dollar condos with gold leaf, everything, and y'all have made money off robocalls.
Yeah, well, and guess what though? I mean, that had to come to an end. It couldn't continue. There's a lot of things that people are doing that's going to come to an end, unfortunately. Well, fortunately. And I think this is just the beginning of this, unfortunately, that we're going to have to sit and watch this play out. But you know, the egos have driven people to where we are right now.
You know what, St. James, I can't even see your subscriber count, but let me say this to you, and I said this to Denat.
I'm almost at 22,000.
I'll say this: I have worked my behind off to get to 120-some thousand subscribers, and it's more of them everywhere else. So it, you know, praise the Lord, amen.
Right.
But it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. That still should not make you act nasty towards people.
No.
Because the reason why people subscribe to you is because they like the content that you give. I have watched these young, stupid Negroes get 500,000, 1 million, and they nasty.
Yeah.
They they may get like a $10,000, $20,000 check every month or whatever. And if you really watch them, they squander their money. They get these little apartments and they out here trying to go buy some fancy car. And it's like, if you don't just get all of these followers and don't make a production out of it, baby, get the stuff and make yourself a bag, a deal, and stay humble. These niggas out here, this fool over here got 100-some thousand subscribers and sitting out here, baby, robocalling with Jordan and all kind of stuff. And you didn't got all whatever this Jordan money you got, and now you're nasty towards people. And your nastiness has got you right where you're at. Oh yeah, y'all can't get on my level. Oh yeah, this and we're gonna come.
I don't want to be.
Don't.
I'm good.
Don't want to be.
We're good. I'm good.
if that's what that level is, I'm
good. And I think there's just, like somebody said, pride in this, and we don't want to say that all the time. We don't want to be clichéic or anything, but I mean, we've watched this play out, and it goes beyond entertainment and just having a good show, because it just starts being nasty and vindictive, and that's what we have seen. So listen, I was always ready to go on listen, Jakes did it. I got the proof. Y'all may not like it, but here it is. But we never got it.
We had been asking for months and weeks and never saw nothing. So you think a Bishop Jakes, think Bishop Jakes is going to sit out here and allow you to spin and put a narrative out? If I'm correct, they were saying that all of those people that put those stories out about Bishop Jakes being in parties, one vlogger had said that they started getting cease and desist letters.
Oh yeah, they got cease and desist, and he's suing some of the ones who did the fake AI, and he's actually suing them right now. So Larry is not his. I mean, Larry and Youngblood is not his only lawsuit.
Y'all,
Larry hasn't been named yet officially.
What's the boy with the muscle things? The one vlogger who got the little muscle things or whatever. His face. I mean, he's never on talking, but he is on with his little whatever thing. But Jakes is suing Google.
Yeah, he's suing Google for them allowing that stuff to be put out like that. Yeah.
Baby, that Tough TV. Him. All of them niggas got cease and desist letters because none of them had any proof of what they were talking about.
Yeah,
all of them got no ma'am.
You know, you send me a cease and desist, I'll be like, okay, delete.
See, that's the thing. I never got a cease and desist. Praise God. Folks come online. That's okay. We go. You know, everything will be.
They just couldn't serve you. They couldn't find you, Jive. They couldn't find you.
No. Oh, okay, baby. Listen here. These niggas didn't put my addresses out here. They, you know, whatever. But I appreciate you. I would,
yeah.
You know, for real. Like, I mean,
surprise.
Yeah, you're so just shady. It's a pleasant surprise, you know. Whatever.
Yeah, pleasant surprise.
But I honestly tell you this, like, you are a content creator. You are a person that does commentary. Now, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna get you is when you gotta do actual content and chop videos up. Now, that's what's gonna get you right there. But
I do very little bit of that. I'm trying to do a little bit more, but you know, I kind of like what I'm doing right now.
Keep doing what you're doing in this sector of church, gospel, whatever. Because one thing I do enjoy for real is when you have other stories, because everybody doing the same story, but when you have other stories and you put out information that you have gotten, like that one apostolic church. I saw that.
An Abyssinian, who go to court tomorrow.
Oh
no, in a couple of days they be in court. I'm wondering, the judge is up for dismissal. I'm wondering if the judge, that judge over there, he dismissed Eric Adams, the same judge that they're under. He dismissed Eric Adams, and he dismissed the other lady who was suing Abyssinian too. Dismissed her case too. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, they said we got to do more together. Oh, well, if I can, I can take jibes and dosages.
Listen, here's the thing. Like, when we're able to work together and just honestly have fun, y'all, we ain't got to do panels every week, all of this stuff.
Yeah, I think, every now and then, I think it's cool, I'm
going to tell you something. After that last situation with me, I was over it. I was like, I'm good.
You just said, I can't do it no more. But you know what? And the thing about it, go another way with whatever you're doing. You don't have to do the same thing because thinking you're going to get better. It may not be that way. Do something else. It doesn't have to be a panel. Maybe it can be a trio, a duo, or something. It's something that people want to look at and listen to. Yeah.
I mean, the shows that we did in the past, they were fun. But when you got to sit out here every other week and you got to be, battling with what was 15, 20 years ago.
I'd be like, y'all still fighting about that?
Right. What? I'm like,
telling the story like it is, like it's a picture in Sicily, 1923. Like, we here again? Jesus.
So, thank you, Tyrone. Listen, y'all, I've enjoyed being over here with St. James. Thank you, St. James, for allowing me to come up. I appreciate it.
Make sure you guys, I share the love over here. It's the Church Boy News, $ the Church Boy News. If you appreciate Jives being over here, listen, send them about $1,000 or something.
From
5 to 1,000.
What the say? Y'all gonna send an offer to the K? CashApp. Thank you, Jesus.
CashApp a little bit something. There's over 400 of y'all in there. Y'all can throw some coins over his way.
Hey, we y'all take 10s, 20s, whole something.
Y'all do that. Hold on, John? What did Ray said? I've asked all the CCs this question. What do you think it will take for peace to be among the CCs? I don't think people, in my opinion, and you can answer after that. I know you asked Jai, but I'm going to say, I don't think people want peace because peace doesn't equal dollars for some of these people. They have to do chaos to create the audience. And it's just not profitable to be in peace. That's my opinion, but Jives.
So I concur with St. James. Like what I said earlier with Marcellus, and that is honestly, we really honestly don't have beef. Like the only reason why I was even saying anything about St. James is because of a little situation. Outside of that, like me and St. James honestly don't have no type of quorum with each other. The chaos is when people get out here trying to act like this person ain't this and this and the people are always supporting me. Gross. I'm like, like
you have your support. That's what's wonderful. But it's not a dig, and it's not a
like if y'all and I know y'all ain't gonna do this, but if y'all go back maybe like 4 years, well, no, you gotta go back a little further than that. If you go back maybe like 5, 6 years, like all the content creators was not doing this. And somebody said it best. Conflict equals cash. But see, conflict equals cash, but people are creating chaos and lies.
Yeah.
And people are out here like, wait a minute now.
And spinning the narrative. I hear so many things. I'm like, well, I don't hear a lot of things because I literally jives, and I don't say this. Every now and then I'll peep into other people's, but I know what it ends up being. Me disrespected, called out of my name, lies, narrative spun. And it's like, there's no sense in me talking about your platform or talk about you to people, because guess what? I could talk about you to Nicole and Catherine and Jesse and Jay Boogie. Guess what they're gonna do? It's Jobs Live.
You're right. Let me see what Job's gonna say, because I know Job's gonna say, let me go over there. All right now.
So it doesn't really benefit, right? So it doesn't really benefit, even if we don't have a beef. If I mention something, which I don't have a problem, because I mention your name all the time. You know, if I'm talking about something that you're pertaining to, not in a negative way, but I don't mind, because people are going to go listen to who they wanted to anyway. So it don't make a difference. It just doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. He was I don't know. Courtney, you know, when Josh first came on, you know, Marcellus, he dipped his head and he looked up.
Well, see, I think I think Marcellus was thinking I was about to come a different way, but I honestly, like with Marcellus, and I wanted to make this point, even with Marcellus, the beef with that, well, the negativity that happened with Marcellus was not, it was because of one person.
It was residual. It was just kind of, you know, you got people get caught up in that. And I think if everybody else fight, but because, you know, people don't bring stuff to their platform. They go to other people's platform to rant and rave about other people, but they don't do that on their platform. If everybody acts like they're crazy over here, I can be the sane one over here.
I don't know what they're talking about. Like,
I don't know what they're talking. They're not on my level, you know, and that's what, and I think that's the strategic plan ultimately, you know, so. And that's crazy how they drag subscribers. That is wild to me.
Who is dragging subscribers?
They do it. They've been doing it. You know, it's like you say something in somebody's chat and they are going to drag the subscribers. And that is low-hanging fruit. And I think that is so ridiculous and so unhinged.
So, well, see, here's the thing. The thing with Vincent is, I've known Vincent since 2016, and they try to act like, well, him and Larisha try to act like they know who I was. But when I started dragging,
you have to disassociate the two now,
right? And I have, and so, you know, Vincent thinks I'm on an attack for him, and I'm like, well, I'm not on an attack for you, but I just thought it was quite hilarious when you came out here talking about pink lotion. Now that's something I would have never told.
I never said that. What Cat Williams say on the Sunday? What, the first Sunday? I don't think I ever would have told anybody that.
I would have never told nobody that, baby. He digging in you with pink lotion.
Ooh, boo-boo and all that.
You ain't cleaned out of nothing. Oh, oh, that's nasty. Ooh.
But you know, I don't mind Vincent, but you know, I'll tell Vincent, put them cards away, Vincent. Put them cards. Put them cards away. I want to see them cards.
Right. Hey, Uncle Moses.
Moses Tyson.
So
many times we abused. God bless you. Yeah. He's the voice for the voiceless.
So the thing. Wait.
You said it ain't slippery like that. You tried it and you know it, Ray?
I tried it and know it.
Did you find it to be a friend or not?
Pink lotion. I don't know if anybody ever tried to like lotion your body up with pink lotion. It's a greasy feel.
But that's just for the hair, right?
That's for your hair. But you can put pink lotion on your feet, on your knees and stuff like that. Okay. You know, that was way back in the day. We got cocoa butter now. You know what I'm saying? Like legit.
Yeah, look, cocoa butter. I get actually some really good stuff from Trader Joe's. I'm hooked on some body creams for Trader Joe's, and they are great. They're really great.
James, I'll send you the link. You got to go to you can go to one of my stores.
Okay.
And they have this Arab smell. I got some in the back in the room.
I wish you had the link. I'll have the mods drop it in the chat.
Listen, them folks. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna drop this link.
Drop it in the back chat, and I'll drop it.
Y'all. I'm telling. Now you got to change the English to. Well, where is it? You have to change the language to English. Okay. But you said drop it in the back chat.
Yeah, drop it in the back chat, and then I can put it in the chat.
Okay, hold on. Here you go.
It's sticky, heavy, and the smell is different.
Let me tell you something.
They say that about other things. Ray, go ahead. Sticky, heavy. Ray be doing stuff. He be doing stuff on purpose.
But you mix that Arab perfume with, because it's oily. It's very oily. Okay. And it lasts. You mix that with some cocoa butter, some shea butter, and you put that on your boil. You go get ate up. Say Jay's gonna get ate up. Everybody will get ate up.
Let's see here, King. What is this? Your store or no?
Yeah, that's the store. That's the store.
Okay, store, and I'll put it right in there.
Just use my
you have a code?
The code is King Jives.
Code. Let's see here. Let me put it in here. King Jives. And mods, if you can kind of, maybe put this in a couple times for me. Appreciate it. Y'all going to get y'all some smell good.
I'm telling you. And if y'all go back and watch the other videos and stuff like that, honestly, like I have sold so much stuff to a lot of my subscribers and people that watch. And I'm never wrong about what I'm selling people because, again, like I want people to smell good like me. And
I put it in the chat again, y'all, because I put it too close and I don't feel like deleting it. But there is the thing there there too.
So if you all go to the website and you find something that you like, just put the code King Jives in there. And when you get to checkout, it'll just have the code there and get 10% off and everything of that nature. But the thing is, even with that, St. James, just being able to go somewhere else, go outside, and not sitting at this
different. Yeah. When I seen you doing that, I was like, what are you over there doing? But then I was like, oh, I mean, that's just a different, especially, first of all, it's a different stream of income. Regardless.
To be sitting in this chair all day, every day, trying to sit out here and go outside.
Yeah.
Put your legs on and go outside and enjoy the fresh air. Go do something else.
But somebody sent me a thing and said, you're such an influencer, huh?
Is that Flame?
Yeah, that's Flame.
Hey, Flame. Flame was like you. Flame be being shaded to me. Oh,
Flame, my friend. I'll be always over at Flame's channel.
She know my play auntie Gina.
Welcome, Flame. You said yes, it is. Hey, fellas. Hey, Flame. Yeah. But what you think? What you think, Flame? Did he do it, Flame? Did he do it? She be over there. She be talking real about. They said they told Diddy up today. That Capricorn, whoever she is. That testimony was wild, they said, but you said put your legs on. Ain't he a mess? Put your legs on.
Understand. But like seriously, like all of this stuff going on, you're gonna have to answer to that.
You're
gonna have to answer to putting out those narratives about this man, and
now it's time to answer.
Yeah, now it's time to answer. Hey, Nicole, hey, baby. Yeah, and you don't have no proof. You have no rhyme or reason.
None.
You have those things. Now, what you gonna say?
Hey, Flame, if you want to come up, you can. There's the link. Yeah, I mean, I'm just so glad that we're at this point where that's freaking Tyrone Blackburn. He's still trying to kick the can down the street, trying to just throw off the scent. I think it's a move that they probably talked about. They
should have never talked about that.
I'm talking about
him trying to kiss me. Like what? Like so?
No, I'm talking about even Blackburn with his responses to the lawsuit, that they talked about this to maybe try to get it dismissed, or maybe it ain't gonna get dismissed. The boy can't even cut and paste and do chat GPT right. He can't even do AI right. So that ain't gonna work. So yeah.
Honestly, I hate this for Bishop Jakes because it's not fair. It's not fair to try to trash somebody's life because you mad at him. Like, but I'm gonna tell you something. William did the same thing. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna get Bishop Jakes. I don't care if it's the last thing I do."
And he hates him for some reason. I don't even understand that hatred.
That's some weird stuff.
Work.
That's some nasty work right there. I'm telling you. People used to say that about Juanita when I used to drag Juanita. Now I drag Juanita. I used to drag Juanita because Juanita was every week she was sent chicken is doo-doo and all this other stuff. Like, what is you talking about? I'm telling you, ever since she got divorced and tried that stuff with Bishop Jakes, listen, that woman has not been right ever since. She has not been right.
Dude tells a good story. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick before you get out of here. He tells Jonathan, Jonathan Ferguson, Apostle Jonathan Ferguson is over there cutting up. He is all of a sudden some kind of trying to be a blogger or something. And he's actually telling some decent stories about.
No. I guess some engagements then went down.
What happened?
He ain't getting them engagements no more. That's what's going on.
I think that's what it is. And he told a story about Bynum and TD Jakes. Was that that's today's. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I think I know the deal. 27. Okay. And him and Tiffany Montgomery, they ain't been like in the good graces.
What Tiffany out here talking about now?
Well, they're not in good. They were friends, but now they're not. Tiffany. But he tells a good story about Juanita and Jake. Let me see.
This boy right here. Oh,
yeah. Tight britches.
Paul, baby. I was just about to say that. Baby, this nigga right here. This nigga right here, he know it. Baby, ain't nowhere in the world.
I talked about that. He tried to talk about loathing. Negro, you know what you're doing every Sunday morning.
Baby, ain't no way in the world you stand up in the pulpit with all that scattered ass up there.
No.
You think we ain't looking?
People, for the men and the women, he knows what he's doing. Hold on, let me see if he's going to talk about
pockets. Platform. You're not going to find all of them. You're not going to be able to count how many times she stood on the platform and she talked to the world what God was saying to the body of Christ and what he was saying to the world, and the world was listening.
He's talking about Juanita.
But I went and preached for her, and I'm not vouching for her because me and her, we butt heads more than once.
Juanita?
So I'm just putting that out there, and I'm putting that out there to expose her. We butt heads more than once, and we butt heads even after I preach for her. But I love that woman.
Yeah, he's in play.
She is part of our history. You can't erase no Juanita Bynum. All these wannabe prophetesses need to go learn from Juanita Bynum. What are you talking about? Y'all don't care half the weight. They don't care half the weight. Talking about their prophets. You don't care a measure. You don't care 10% of it. You don't even tithe of what she walked in.
You love Juanita.
You won't be able to gather how many times on record and off record. I remember the story. I was sitting down with Joby Brady at dinner because I would go to the Potter's house. No one ever seen. I'm gonna put that clip up when I was at the Potter's house. This is what people do to me. I told y'all how it happened when I go to William McDowell Church. He just give me the microphone. Well, the Potter's house.
Maybe it's after this.
The Potter's House North. It's not called Potter's House North anymore. It's called The Bridge. They just changed the name recently.
Okay.
With
I want to just tell the story about Juanita Bynum and Bishop,
because church people act funny. I'm not referencing this to Joby Brady, but people will call me.
I can't find it right now, but it's told a story how Bishop Jakes was trying to vet Juanita Bynum, and he told her to send him a cassette. Just send me your preach. Just send me, and she told him, something about I ain't sending you nothing and blah, 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 and hung up the phone on Jake's. Juanita did. And then Jake just busted out laughing and said, book her. He just had to laugh at her because she wore Jake's out so bad that he eventually just told her to come over to his church and preach.
Let me tell you something. That time when Juanita Bynum came and preached for Bishop Jakes and she did No More Sheets, that was the moment that really kicked it off for her. There will never be no one that even comes close. I don't see it in this lifetime because
you're saying exactly what Jonathan Ferguson is saying.
Juanita, let me tell you something. Juanita, when she was with Bishop Jakes, that woman would pack out stadiums. Do you hear me? And it's like she brought people from all over the world. But see, that stuff went to her head, though.
Yeah, it did. It did. And that's what I try to tell these people, that these folks are spiritual, but they're human.
They nuts.
People start giving you attention that you ain't got on a regular basis and start, you got a rioter. They start laying your drawers out in the room. You start thinking you done really somebody. So that's where they go off. So,
let me tell you something. Juanita, she talked about this one time at a conference. She talked about how, her wigs alone cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
She was boasting about, like she was on TV, and this was on TBN at the time now, mind you. She was talking about how, she just got this Rolls Royce and somebody just gave her this house by the lake, and it has its own lake, and we go fishing and get these certain type of fish. I was like, and
we should have known after that wedding, that $1 million wedding she had with the Weeks. We should have known it wasn't something quite right then. But
honey, she got up there. She told the folks that y'all need to sow a seed so she can finish building her threshing floor. I said, man, who finna pay some money?
Give you nothing.
So you can go build a threshing floor so you can pray for us. Man, I will pray for myself. But you know what? People sold money. But what got me was and even to this day, what I would say about Juanita was this. Juanita would be yes, y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Okay, you keep talking.
What got me was Juanita, if she would be the richest Black female evangelist of all times. I don't know what Juanita was doing. My sister Miko said something different. I don't know what Juanita was doing with that money, because my sister said she was out here paying $3,000 and $4,000 for blood facials and all these chemical peels and all this stuff. And I was like, what is really going on? Like, but I'm telling you, like, that woman should not even be online begging for nothing.
Right.
All of the televangelists that are her age are somewhere booked and busy or sitting down taking it easy.
Yeah.
But she's still out here, God said this and shot.
They said $2. They said vanity. Yeah.
But I mean, look at TD Jakes now. Look at TD Jakes. TD Jakes, he does not have to. He can retire.
He can actually retire today, and he will live a rich life to the grave.
TD Jakes, Joyce Myers, Creflo Dollar, all of these people. Like, it's really stupid. But with her, she started doing, when she came back on the scene, she started doing really weird stuff. Now you got these new people like Tiffany Montgomery, these new fans, like baby
Valerie Moore. Yeah, don't even. And they really want to push Valerie Moore up, like, kind of it's so funny because this Jonathan Ferguson is a mess. A couple of people had the three-way call on him because he seems to like to gossip. They like to call him.
He's a punk god.
I don't know about that, but he liked to gossip, and Valerie Moore got him on the call with somebody because they were of what he said. Tiffany Montgomery did the same thing. It's very interesting that I actually listened to little podcast. It's over that revival culture. And he actually tells a little history. He loves himself a lot. You got to just deal with that.
Honey, listen, you can look at them eyebrows and tell he loves himself.
Yeah. You got to just deal with that. He loves himself a lot. If you can deal with that, yeah. Ray said, "I wish."
He's one of the grizz. He's one of the grizz. He wanted
Thanks
to grow.
so much for coming up, Jives. I need to get out of here myself. I appreciate it. Later. All right, have a good one. They can find you, King Jives Show.
Yes, y'all go out to the channel, King Jives Show, official King Jives. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening to me all this time. St. James, I appreciate you. I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Bye.
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed our little conversation. Jives just popped up on the live tonight, and we went with it. So if you're late getting in here, though, go back. We did talk about the new information that we received on the TD Jakes lawsuit. They are really naming Larry Reed in it. They haven't put him exactly as a John Doe, but the way they're wording this thing, they are saying at least the conspiracy was between Larry Reed and Duane Youngblood. At least that's their word. So it is going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. Tyrone Blackburn only has until the 3rd of June. Only has until the 3rd of June, 1 week, to submit his response to what the Jakes team has presented today. And if he presents anything like his last presentation, they cooked. Duane, you cooked. So we will have to figure out what happens at that time. Yeah, definitely hit that replay. Thank you I know you came in a little late, but thank you for coming in. Anyway, if you would be so kind, support the platform with through your Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo. Those are your options right there. $ the St. James Show, or just $ St. James Show. Your Zelle and PayPal can be found out at the SaintJamesShow at att.net. And there is your option. You can't really see it because the deals are in the way, but at the St. James Show for Venmo. Appreciate each and every one of you for always supporting the channel like you do, even with your super chats, your members only lives, and all the things that come in even after we go off of the air. Let's thank our tithers on tonight. Thank you so much, Kevin Moore, for your $1.99. Courtney, I am Courtney. Thank you for your $4.99. Appreciate your support. LP, thank you for your $5. Gail Mays, thank you for your $9.99. Thank you so much. Truth Seeker John, 14 and 6. Thank you for your $1.99. K Rich, thank you for your continued support. Your $5.27. Truth Seeker, again, thank you so much for another $4.99. J. Rochelle, thank you so much for your donation of $5. Sean Talks, thank you. And make sure you guys go over there and check out Sean Talks. Give her a like, click, and a view, and subscribe. Thank you, old Jesse from Detroit. Thank you for your $9.99. Also, Jay Boogie, thank you for being on your post and supporting the channel with your $4.99. Erica, thank you. And Clarinda, we appreciate your support. Hope everybody has a wonderful, what is it, Tuesday? I ain't had no dinner or nothing. I need to go get something. So I will do this. I will find a documentary, aired to Juanita family. I don't know. She had a documentary? Oh, okay. I was late. Less than 100 before 20. Less than 100. We only have less than 100 before we hit 22K. Yes, so we're almost there. So make sure you are just not watching, but you're also subscribing when you come over here. Just don't watch, but definitely also watch, like, and subscribe, and also share when you get the unction to do so. All right. I appreciate y'all. I got to get out of here. Thank you, Marcellus, for coming up. Thank you, Leah, for coming up. Thank you, King Jives, for coming up. Make sure you guys hit on his link and purchase something from his store. Listen, each one help one. That's all I say. Each one help one. We are going to get out of here. Let's see. What we going to do? We just going to go old school. Because I know, and I always know, that he's always going to bring me out of whatever situation I putting my crazy self in. Thank you. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Somebody told me when you get in trouble. Somebody told me when you get in trouble, he'll bring you out. He'll bring, yeah. Somebody told when you get in trouble. Somebody told me when you get in trouble, he'll bring you out. All right. He will. Oh, when you get excited, when you get a little lonely, when you feel afraid, just a look to Jesus. He will. Anybody know he will? Won't the Lord do it? Yes, he will. Hey, when you need saving, when you get a little lonely, when you feel afraid, look to Jesus. Hey, do you know that he will? Do you believe that he will? Won't the Lord do it? Hey, when you need a save, when you get a little lonely, when you feel afraid, look to Jesus. Hey, do you believe that he will? Have you seen him do it? Won't the Lord do it? Is there anybody here in the room this morning that can lift your hand and say, the Lord will? He